slash fight slash against slash stage 4
You
cancer,
can
which,
like edit the link.
it just shows up like that. And so that's the one you want to share, because then when people see the link, they don't just see, oh, it's a GoFundMe. They see exactly what it is in the link and are way more likely to click on it.
True. What up, Joshua? What up, somebody? Really, let's go. PJ Witten. What up, everybody? We've got some noises in the background because what's going on right now, Soleil?
So these wonderful people have come to my house to install a ramp and to fix my deck or replace my deck and install a ramp in front of my house for a wheelchair, which is great because they're doing it for free. Um,
How'd you get connected with that?
A friend of mine heard of them, and
They just basically talk to you and see if you qualified.
no, you can't go yourself. You have to. Your doctor has to fill out a form to make the request, and the doctor says why you need it and stuff like that. And
so the doctor himself comes to your house?
No, the doctor knows why you need it, right? So if if you're paralyzed, obviously you need that. In my case, I have diminished lung capacity, so I can't. You know what I mean? When I leave my house, I go in a wheelchair. I can't walk from my car to the doctor's front door.
What's up, Rhonda? What's up, Brindy? Good afternoon, Nancy. We're here with Soleil right now.
Caleb, can you pause that for a minute? You want to get good at that.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing? We're gonna be tapping in real quick with Miss Angel, and outside there's a deck being built right now. Angel, if you want to just give us an update on where you were at, what's new in your life right now? You hear me?
Did you ask me that? I'm sorry, I was trying to find the thing you asked me for.
Here, I can help you with that.
I can't find the. I mean,
I got you.
I know how to find the link. I just can't find the one that looks that way.
You sent it to me.
Way it looked.
Copy link on clipboard.
Huh?
The link, whether it's okay. Just
sure?
as long as they have the link.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
All right.
Yeah, so if you want to give us an update on where you were when we last spoke to you a week ago, what's been new for you?
I got some good news from the doctor, one of the doctors yesterday. I went to see an ENT yesterday. So how this all started for me was I had a gallbladder surgery in June of 2024, and after that my voice got screwed up like it is now. And when I went to see an ENT, he said one of my vocal cords was paralyzed, and so to find out why that was or what to do about it, he sent me for a CT scan, and that showed weirdness in my chest. And so they sent me for a PET scan, and that showed metastasis. So that's how it was discovered that I had metastatic cancer. The paralyzed vocal cord ultimately healed on its own, but it was never determined why I had that. Or he determined, but he never shared it with me. So I've been busy, dealing with the cancer since then. And then just recently, my voice doesn't normally sound like this. It's just kind of screwed up now. So I thought my vocal cord went out again. And I went to see the same ENT yesterday. And so he stuck the tube up my nose, down my throat, and took a look. And he said, your vocal cords are fine. And so he thinks that my voice is just irritated from the oxygen, acid reflux. I think probably coughing all this much also has something to do with it because I cough so much and that hurts my throat. But at least it's not my vocal cord. And he explained to me,
You don't have to. I just want you to know you don't have to feel like you got to speak up just because we're like your mic's right there.
oh,
Your mic's right there.
okay.
So, because like I know it's a lot for you in your lungs to have to, pronounce like
Yeah.
and have
Thanks for
to.
pointing that out because I'm talking to your phone.
Yeah, and I know you're trying to like logically it would be like
Yeah.
you'd be speaking to over the ramp or anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. They
Okay.
pick the mics. They pick up everything.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but he explained something very interesting to me. So, like, because I asked him, I said, well, do we know why? I don't think we ever figured out why my vocal cord went out in the first place. And he told me this. He said, well, your nerve from your eye to your brain, it's a straight shot. And your nerve from your ear to your brain, also straight shot. He said, but your nerves from your vocal cords to your brain, he said, the nerve goes down into your chest where your lungs are, right? And into your lungs and back up to where your brain is. He said, so he said the cancer in your lungs could be pressing on that nerve and can cause the vocal cord to be paralyzed. So he thinks that that could have been what happened. And then at some point, something happened to that cancer and it shrunk, and that caused the pressure to be released or relieved, and that allowed my voice to come back. And I was getting treatment from one medication. It was a medication called Kisqali. And I went to see my doctor and he said that the cancer was shrinking. And I was like, well, that's great. I'm very happy to hear that. But if the cancer is shrinking, why do I feel so bad? Why do my lungs feel so bad? And so, and that was because cancer does a lot of different things to your tissues. But anyway, so
The treatment does too, right? The treatment
yeah,
itself.
the treatment does too. Yes, and the problem in my lungs, it has never been determined really, 100% if I had any reaction to the medicine I was on, or if it's just the lymphangitic carcinomatosis, which is from the cancer. But anyway, so hopefully my voice will get better soon, and it's not a problem with my vocal cords. So that's good news.
But there's probability out there in the quantum that it may never come back, right?
No,
What
he
about
didn't say that.
he didn't say that?
Mm-mm.
What about taste?
Oh, I can taste.
You could taste.
Yeah, but my taste buds are a little different now than they were. Food, and some of it has to do with the oxygen too. You get dried out and dehydrated, and so, and and chemo makes you not want to eat sometimes. So, um, but
Itself, that medicine itself is like it doesn't make your appetite.
when you get your chemo treatment, sometimes there can be times where you don't want to eat at all. Your body just says no.
There's no energy to eat to even digest or
No, you just don't want to eat. And some people get very nauseous, right? And they can't eat because they're just throwing up all the time. I've been pretty lucky in the sense that there's some nausea, but it's been pretty minor. I get fatigue. So what happens to me is when I have chemo, I just can't keep my eyes open. It makes me so tired. I'm just nodding out like I just can't function at all. I'm just like, I just want to sleep.
do you think you're healthier than you were last week?
Mm. Um, I don't really know, because I don't. I'm gonna have a CT scan next week, so we'll see what it shows. I don't feel. No, I don't feel better. No, my feet are driving me crazy. I have an appointment on Monday with a new doctor who maybe can help me with my feet. Um, but no, I don't feel better. No. If anything, yeah, no, I'm not. No.
And CT scans you usually just uncover more BS.
No, CT scans are good.
But
CT,
they can uncover it, more bad stuff that you have to go.
they also uncover good things. So yeah, because so what they do with a CT scan, they don't just look at what they see in the CT. They will compare the latest CT with what they saw in the last CT. So they can actually measure millimeter per millimeter, right? So if there's a mass and that mass is, this is how they knew the Kisqali was working. So I had a mass in my lung. It was 23 millimeters. And they did a CT and it was down to 13 millimeters. So it shrank by an entire centimeter, which is great. And that was like, yay, the Kisqali's working. But I still felt bad, like my
What's
lungs.
Kaskali? That's the mass.
Kisqali was, I'm not on it anymore, but it's a targeted therapy, and and so the doctor was very excited. He's like, so it's working. It's shrinking the cancer, but it was shrinking this mass, right, which is like a tumor, but my lungs still felt very bad. So there was lymphangitic spread or interstitial lung disease or whatever, and I just still felt really bad. So I ended up in the hospital, and he switched me off the Kisqali and onto um, chemo because I was having pleural effusion. So pleural effusion is when your pleura, which is the lining that surrounds your lungs, gets filled with fluid. And depending how much fluid it gets filled with, a little bit, but if it gets filled with a lot of fluid, that squishes your lungs and then you can't breathe properly. And so they do a thoracentesis, which means they go in your back, they stick a needle in that pleura, and they pull out that fluid. So they did, and they do it. They'll do the right side depending where the fluid
You've
is.
had this happen to you?
I had 9 of them. 8 of them or 9 of them.
You have
I
to
know
be.
I had 8. I'm trying to remember if I had 9.
So they stick it from your back.
Yeah, they go. So you lean over like this. You're sitting on the edge of a table, and you lean over, and they put something in front of you to lean on. And the doctor goes in the back, and they stick a needle, and some kind of a tube or something. They numb it with lidocaine, and that goes in, and they use an ultrasound to guide the needle to make sure they don't puncture your lung. And they stick it in the pleura, and then they suction out that fluid. And they do it slowly. It takes 30 minutes or whatever to pull that fluid out. And it's painful. It's different for everybody. For me, it was extremely painful. It's not the process of the sucking out of the fluid, but the first time I had a vagal response. So what happened was the first time they sucked the fluid out too quickly, and when I talk too much and I don't breathe through my nose.
And your feet are pulled up.
Yeah.
So guys, she's having a problem right now. When she tries to put her feet up in this chair, it crushes her lungs. And you were explaining that on the last time we talked. You were explaining a little bit about that. So she can't keep her feet up too long, or it'll crush her lungs.
Because this chair sucks. So.
Because the chair sucks.
Yeah. So when my feet go up, the chair does this, right? And then the back goes back, and it just makes my whole body do this, instead of just letting me keep my back straight and pick my legs up. So anyway, so when I had the first thoracentesis, it causes a lot of pain it caused a lot of pain in my shoulder and in my lungs. Everything just hurt. And there was so much pain that I just started to pass out. And I was passing out, and I had to lay back on the bed thing. And I can't actually lay down, so I was just leaning back. But I remember whispering to the doctor there, I'm just like, oh my God, please help me. And they didn't understand what was going on, because that's not a response that everybody has. And, and they just didn't know what was going on. But I just couldn't move. I just couldn't move, and I was still barely conscious. I'm just like, please help me. And so they connected me to the monitors, and my blood pressure has dropped to like, I don't know, like 90/50 or something, or 86/50, something like that. And my heart rate dropped to like, uh, I don't remember what it was, but maybe it was 60, which is normal for an athlete, but it wasn't normal for me at the time. My heart rate was like 100 or something at the time. And I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought I was dying. But they just, kept monitoring me. It took me about 45 minutes to come back. And then I came back, and the people who were there at the time, they had no idea what happened. I didn't find out it was a vagal response until I met with my oncologist, and he was the one who said, I think you had a vagal response, which basically means you go through something which is very painful, right? And it's kind of a shock to the body. And so if you have too much pain, you'll pass out from it, right? And so that's kind of what happened. My blood pressure dropped, my heart rate dropped, everything dropped because it was a shock to my system. But so that was the first time. Then they did it again the second time. And so, but what happened was they would suck this fluid out, and within 5 days to a week, it would be back. And when the fluid, if they suck the fluid out in a thoracentesis and it keeps coming back, that's a very aggressive cancer, right? Because normally, if you have a pleural effusion and they suck the fluid out, it doesn't come right back. It takes time. Either it doesn't come back, or your body reabsorbs it, or if it does come back, maybe it takes 3 months, 6 months time, right? Mine was just coming back and coming back and coming back. They send the fluid to the lab and they look at it to see if it's a malignant fluid. If it's not a malignant fluid, it may not be caused by the cancer. It can be caused by something else. This was malignant fluid, so it was definitely related to the cancer, and it was right. So it just kept happening, and I know I had 8. I think I had 9 of them within a 6-week period.
When you're fighting a war for 15 years, what does that do to your brain and
I
your
had some
psychology?
time off. I mean, the first time was in 2011, between 2011 and 2012. So I was told I was cancer free sometime in 2012. I want to say March of 2012. And I was good for 8 years, because I was diagnosed again in 2020, end of 2020. So 8 or 9 years, 8.5 years.
You had 89 years a break
Yeah.
where you thought, or was it for real?
I wasn't really worried about it. They told me I was cancer free.
But were you not at the time? Because you had stage 4 now?
I didn't know, right?
Okay.
I didn't have, I'm trying to remember.
Did you feel like you were cancer free at the time?
I had some other problems that weren't cancer related. I was getting a lot of migraines from stress and stuff like that.
What do you do when you get a migraine?
I don't get them so much anymore. But at the time, I was taking sumatriptan, which I think is Imitrex. And yeah, that usually worked. On occasion, I would take that and it didn't work. If I took it a couple of times, it didn't work, and I'd go to the emergency room. And in the emergency room, they gave me Toradol. And that worked. But the migraines were pretty bad. I mean, I wasn't able to work for a while because the cancer weakened me, and the migraines were very frequent. I was getting, 3-4 migraines a week. It was pretty bad.
Pamela asked, do you have any feeling in your feet?
I have feeling in my feet, but there's a lot of numbness. So the skin feels. If somebody touches my feet or I touch my feet, or you stuck me with a needle, right? I can feel that. If I step on, a piece of cat litter, right, or something,
right,
I can feel that.
Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah.
But the inside of my feet is numb. So I feel like I'm wearing boots that belong to a child. Tight. It's tight and extremely
on the
uncomfortable.
inside of your skin.
It's very uncomfortable. And some of the tightness is from the neuropathy. Some of it's from the lymphedema. But it's always, I can't turn it off, right? So my feet are screaming at me all the time. And sometimes there's pain. right? Sometimes there's burning or prickling or tingling. It really sucks. Um, and but I'm going to see a doctor on Monday who says he can help me. He has to have a conversation with my oncologist to make sure that I can undergo the treatment um, based on that. They need to. It's a laser treatment, and part of the laser it affects your spine, and there's metastasis in my vertebra in my lower back, so he wants to make sure I can get a full treatment.
And that's really a full-time job.
What?
Your existence, just trying to
Oh,
live,
all these treatments.
trying to save
Oh,
yourself.
yeah.
Trying to save yourself is a full-time job.
Trying to deal with all these things. I mean, because so when cancer hits a different part of your body, it creates symptoms you have to deal with, right? So if there's cancer, so that in the beginning when I first was diagnosed with this, there was cancer in my lungs.
You say that a lot.
What?
In the beginning. I like that. It's very capturing. You were the one talking about in the beginning there is the word. You also say that a lot in your speech. So that must have meant something to you. Because I keep hearing you say in the beginning. You say that a lot. I just wanted to say that. I noticed that.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll think about that. Okay. So because it moves around, right? So it was just one vertebra, some lymph nodes, and one of my lungs. And it was just a nodule. And I went to my surgeon. I was like, cut that out. Go in there and cut it out. They don't do that with metastatic cancer. I'm like, why not? Right? If you cut out that nodule, then maybe it won't spread there.
Cancer is cellular.
Well, everything is cellular.
Well,
right?
well, that's what I read the comment, but that's kind of why it's hard to cut it out because it's like in your, like what you need.
Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, they'll cut it out.
Okay.
It depends if it's operable or not. But stage 4, they don't cut it out. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. It's not if it's stage 4, if it's metastatic, right? Because the way they're looking at it is, let's say this is your lung, right? If it originated in the lung and it's not metastatic and there's just one nodule, they can go in, cut it out, and hopefully you're not going to get it anymore, right? Or if it's somewhere else, if it's in your breast and they do a mastectomy, take the breast. Or in my case, the first time I had it, they didn't even take my breast the first time. I lost my breast the second time. First time I had a lumpectomy, so they cut the cancer out and they did a axillary node dissection. So they went in under my arm and there's a bunch of lymph nodes in there. They took 20 of them and then they biopsied all of them.
Lymph nodes.
Yeah, 6 of them
I didn't know that.
Cancer. Yeah.
I didn't know your under your arms had lymph nodes.
Oh, you have lymph nodes all over your body. So they took 20 of them. 6 of them had cancer. And so I have no hair under this arm and I have no sweat glands.
I see. So
Right?
you can't, there's no ability to grow hair there.
Mm-mm. And I only need deodorant on this side.
Right. That's interesting. So does that make it dry under your arms? You have to put like lotion?
No, I just don't sweat. I don't, and it doesn't smell on this side. And there's no hair.
Amber mentioned a little earlier, she picked up on your sarcasm right away. She said her sarcasm is funny. I thought that was funny. Caleb, I have watched many live streams. Your live streams is the best. Yep, that's right. We're here with Angel, guys. We're here with Angel.
You know what I think is really funny? And maybe this is rude, but people all the time, they're saying to me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I don't know what to say. No, I'm not fucking okay.
That's like our condition. Yeah, it's our question. It's like, are you good? Are you good? Are you okay?
But I'm with a caregiver, right? You know what I mean? Like I was with somebody recently, right? And we're driving around, and she was asking me. She kept asking me if I'm okay. I'm like, I'm not okay. I want to go home, right? Let's just do this as fast as possible.
And they take that as disrespect, but you're not trying to be disrespectful. You're just
I'm
being
not.
literal.
I'm just like,
I see what you were meaning earlier when you said you were saying on the phone, you're not trying to be rude, but like literally the energy you give this could kill you.
Or it could just be, yeah. I mean,
and they don't know that, but they might pick that up as disrespect. But
I'm trying to tell somebody in the medical field that I'm busy, right? And they're like, I'll call you back when you're not so busy. That's not going to happen. Let's just take care of this now, right? What do you need from me? What do you want to book an appointment? Let's get it booked. Because no, 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 I'll call you when you're less busy. I'm not going to be less busy. You're going to try and call me later. I won't be home. I'm at a doctor's appointment. You're going to try and call me tomorrow. I have 2 doctor's appointments. You're going to try and call me the next day. I'm going to be at ARA getting a CT scan or a bone scan or a PET scan, or I'm going to be busy. You're not going to be able to reach me. You have me now. What do you need? Tell me what it is so I can help you help me, right? And and the thing that's crazy about it is that, these are people who are they're not just in the medical community. These are people who are working for, a surgeon that does surgery for cancer patients. So, you expect them to understand these things and they don't. Somebody else who's not in the medical community or has never had a family member who's had cancer, if they don't know, that's much more understandable.
Cat Wynn said, "Yuppers, my health is shot. I was also diagnosed with AS, Crohn's diabetes,
Endometriosis.
that PCO, PCOD, fibromyalgia,
Oh my
peripheral,
fibromyalgia.
yeah,
Oh man.
peripheral neuropathy, and RLS."
Peripheral neuropathy.
And she's watching.
Wait a minute. She has. Okay, hang on. See she's got. That's a lot of shit to deal with that she's got right
I
there.
don't even know what to say.
That's a lot. I mean, look at all the things she said. Okay, so the fibromyalgia, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, but this causes full body fucking pain, full body pain, and they don't give a lot of help to people who have that, and people don't take it seriously because it's not going to kill her, right? But she has pain constantly, all the time, and probably nothing will touch it, right? She can't just take opioids because how is she supposed to function? All the doctors, they want to give me opioids, and I'm like, I need to be conscious to function, and I don't want to be like this all the time. And right, I don't want that.
I was interviewing a woman last night. She was zombified from what pharmaceuticals are giving her. I mean, zombified.
Listen, I'm just lucky enough that the pain that I have, and I have got to a place sometimes where I've been like, talk to my pain guy and been like, I'm willing to reconsider the opioid thing because the pain's been that bad. But they really make me feel bad. I think, there are drug addicts out there that enjoy that feeling. I don't. And there are people out there that enjoy alcohol. I think that's fine. I don't judge, right? If you enjoy it, that's fine. No problem. Go get drunk. Just don't drive, but get drunk, that's fine. I don't like it. I don't like to feel like that. But anyway, getting back to that lady. So she has fibromyalgia and neuropathy on top of all the other things that she said.
And she said also had a massive heart attack, stroke. I'm on opioids for 15 years now, and I function mentally great, but physically I still suffer. So I guess she's, after 15 years of opioid usage, she's actually managed to keep her brain. But because of, I guess her tolerance to opioids now, she still suffers on a daily basis, even using opioids.
So my question, this is what I would ask her.
What would you ask her?
Do you still find a way to enjoy life? Can you still find joy in life?
She says she also takes gabapentin. Kat, do you still find an avenue to enjoy life in? And what is that avenue? Soft tissue problems, autoimmune disease. With America being so advanced in technology and the hospitals and rehabilitation, I wonder what other countries and those people are suffering from. You know what I mean?
So this is my experience, because I have friends all over the world. In some of the less advanced countries, some of them, the people experience less illness. And the reason why that is because they have less stress. Even though they, for example, I have one friend. I'm not going to say uh, where they are and all the things because I don't want to start anything with people who don't, right? But I have a friend who lives in a poor country by our standards, right? But they don't have to pay taxes. They don't. So so I'm going to say this. I have no problem paying taxes because I get certain benefits from my taxes. I wish my tax money was spent to cover certain things. I wish we all had medical benefit, right? I wish we had. I think everybody should have medical. Should be right. I wish my tax money went to cover things that it doesn't cover. But whatever. I don't have a problem putting some of my pay into taxes to get certain benefits, right? But we have this thing called we have to do an income tax return every year. That I don't understand. If I paid too much taxes, right, and the government knows why do I have to file a return? That makes no sense. When I file my return, somebody at the IRS is going to reconcile my return, right? Because they're going to check. If you don't file, they check. If you don't owe them money, right, and they owe you money, you never get that money if you didn't file. But they checked because if you do owe them money, they come after you. So that means they're already doing that work. So making you file a return is putting you through extra stress and changes. And it doesn't make any sense. If they owe you money, they should just give it to you. And you shouldn't have to go through all of that. So that's one piece of stress. We have to deal with extra crap in order to pay taxes.
Financial, economical.
Yes. Okay. So there's that.
Which is very stressful. I don't know if you heard that story. That kid had to choose between his inhaler or his rent payment, and he died.
I didn't hear that story.
That's a news.
That's insanity. And in this country, so think about this too. If you are a homeowner, you have to have homeowners insurance. You have to have insurance on your vehicle, liability insurance, right? And you better have more than that, right? Because liability is not going to be enough. You have to have all different types of insurance for every little thing you can possibly think of, because that's how things are here, right? I mean, and I'm not interested in, I don't really get into conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but it has crossed my mind that somebody, maybe somewhere along the line, designed certain things to be a certain way to keep us less involved in politics and things that are more important in helping one another and doing things to,
your energy spent on battling cancer
but even if you're not sick, right? Just living life in this country is complicated, right? It's complicated. If you just want to make enough money, you're a couple now, right? You're a couple and you just want to make enough money to pay your rent, pay your mortgage, pay your utilities. You know what I mean? Now you need two people. You need a double income to do that. It used to be where the husband went out and worked and the wife stayed home and was a homemaker, right? You can't do that anymore. So now both people have to work in order to make enough money to give that kid a decent life, right? And to have a decent life. So now there's stress involved with, oh my God, that person who's home taking care of my kid, are they doing a good job? I better get a nanny cam and make sure nobody's abusing my child. There's all kinds of levels of stress that we have in this country. I mean, if we started talking about mental health, right? There are people in this country that are like, oh, I'm okay. But they're not really okay. Either they think they're okay and they're not, or they know they're not okay, they just don't want to talk about it, which is fine. You don't want to talk about your personal issues with anybody. That's fine. That's your business.
And there's different levels of okay.
There are different levels of okay.
It's all subjective.
But the fact that we have so much child abuse in this country, pedophilia, sexual abuse in this country, that, look, go look on the news. When we have on the news now, 100% of it, or 99.99999% of it is all bad. It's all bad, right? The only time I ever see anything good is I watch YouTube, and every now and then I'll see something like, there are these people who are on there, and they go out and they find, okay, I'm talking to one of them, right? They find some homeless person and help them. Hey man, and sometimes, and you know what they do? And other people, it's not a homeless person. They go in disguise and they pretend to be a homeless person, They're like, hey man, I'm hungry. Can you help me with $1? And a lot of people are just like, no, 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 no. And the first person who says, yeah, you know what? Never mind $1. Would you like something to eat? I'm going to take you to McDonald's and buy you some food, right? And then the person turns around and says, you know what? I'm not homeless. I'm not hungry. I'm good. I want to give you a blessing now, right?
And then oftentimes the homeless people are the ones giving him that dollar.
That happens a lot. It happens a lot. And the person says, why were you willing to help me? Because, you know, I've been there, or I am there, or I believe that God, or whatever their reason is. There are decent people in this world, but we don't hear about it. How come we don't hear about it in the mainstream media? How come it's only people like Caleb that are doing those reports? You know what I mean? And these independent YouTubers that are out there showing us that. Why? Why is that? Why does the news only report the bad things? And why? And part of the reason is going to be that as a society, that seems to be what we want to see. Because if we wanted to see the good stuff, they would
You
report
know what
it.
we call that? We call that poverty porn.
I never heard that expression.
It's called poverty porn. It stimulates people neuroactivity. It gives them dopamine. I've studied this myself because of what I do. So I wanted to see what goes on in the mental state of somebody viewing my content, and you know, it stimulates a reflection of yourself. The most is what I've seen and what my data I have so
Does that
far.
mean that everybody's wicked and evil? That they want to see wicked and evil?
Some people look at it and donate $100.
Which are we talking about? Are we talking about the people who are giving to homeless people? Or are we talking about all the bad news on the mainstream media?
How people view my content.
Oh, okay, okay.
So my content, I'm surrounded with, you know, the most destruction and chaos, but through that I find solutions. Through that you can help these people. You know, the news is just straight up, your life fucking sucks. There's no solution.
Yeah, when I'm trying to find something to watch on TV, I'm sitting there and I don't like. I didn't used to be this. I'm clicking with the remote, right? Because I don't want to watch violence. I don't want to see violence, and everything is just, it's all violence. So I sit and I watch reruns of Little House on the Prairie, right? Because no violence. It's just, you know, oh my God, I got an apple for Miss Beetle. You know,
So it's
Pa's
so
playing his fiddle. Right?
it's the same concept behind good frequencies and bad frequencies, right? What
I
you
need to
see,
calm down. Oh my God. You got me all incensed. I'm sorry.
what you see, what you surround yourself with. If you can't alchemize that, you will get, you will get enveloped in it.
I don't know. I choose not to. Right, not to.
You choose not to know.
We didn't get an answer from that lady though, who's got all the things.
Kat.
Yeah, what does she do in life that brings her joy? Because somebody else, she must be a very strong person because somebody else dealing with all that crap. Listen, here, I went to my surgeon once, and this is after the second time I had cancer and I lost my breast. And I went to see her, and I was bawling my eyes out. And I said to her, I said, thank you, right? Thank you. And she said to me, she said, no, thank you. I said, thank me? What do you mean, thank me? You're the surgeon. You're the one who helped me. She said, no, no, no. Thank you. I said, why are you thanking me? She said, because you let me help you. I didn't want to lose my breast. When she told me I needed a mastectomy, I said, no, no, no. Save my breast. Just cut the cancer out and leave my breast. And she explained to me the science behind the type of cancer that I had and the reason why I had to lose my breast. And it was a lobular cancer. And she said first of all, she'd have to take out so much tissue that it wouldn't be a breast anymore. It would just be some lumpity bumpities, right? But she said, even if I could save your breast, the cancer would come back and I'd need more surgery and it would just grow back. She said, you need a mastectomy, right? But she showed me the numbers, pictures, all the things, so I would get it, right? So I went with her. She was a very brilliant surgeon, right? Or is a brilliant surgeon. So I did the mastectomy. And so, but I said to her, I said, listen, you explained it to me in no uncertain terms why I needed the surgery. I didn't really have a choice. So thank you for helping me. But what do other people do? Do they just, not get treatment and just like go home and die? And she said to me, yes, that's what they do. So some people do that. They don't get treatment and they don't want to get treated and they just die. Um, So people keep telling me I'm strong. I don't feel strong most of the time. If I stand up, I can't stand for very long, maybe 3 minutes, and then I have to sit down again. When I walk, I'm using assistance to walk. And when I go in my kitchen to, microwave a cup of tea or try to get something to eat, I can't. I get very frustrated and angry because I can't really do much. And it's very upsetting and, and I'm,
Every little thing you can't even do yourself, and it's an accumulation over time. That's got to add up.
it's very frustrating and upsetting. But people keep telling me I'm strong, and I don't feel strong. But I'm strong enough to still be here, and I'm strong enough to still want to keep going. So that lady, I would like to hear her answer. What keeps her going?
She said it's simply sometimes I stay in my bed and sometimes I'm able to get up. That's really all she said. She also said just now, I'm 5 inches shorter because of the deterioration in my spine.
I'm also shorter. I don't know how tall I am. I used to be 5'7". When I was in the hospital, when I was somewhere, they told me I was 5'6". I was like, no, 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 I'm 5'7". They're like, no, 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 you're 5'6". I'm like, people shrink when they're in their 70s and 80s. I was 50 something at the time. They said, no, 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 you lost an inch. I was pissed off. When I was in the hospital, they told me I was 5'4". I'm like, no, I'm 5'6". I already lost an inch. They said, no, you're 5'4". I don't know. I think, I don't know. I should ask a nurse when they come to my house to measure me to see how tall I really am, because I don't really know. But if they were right, then I've lost 3 inches so far. But
Lost 3 inches from your 5'7".
Yeah.
So you're like 5'4".
I don't know if that's, maybe I don't believe it because I don't want to believe it, but I don't really know.
Can she get the portable air Nogen?
Oh, the Inogen. I'd love to have an Inogen. If I could afford one of those, they cost about $2,000.
What the heck is it?
It's like that. I have a portable one. So that one came from the insurance company. Yeah, that thing.
Okay. So this
Right.
is what you take with you?
Yeah, but the difference between that and an Inogen is about 6 hours. That thing, that's a rental from the insurance company. So it's not mine. I don't own it. Right? The company that gave it to me, they own it, which is stupid. Most of the time when you get something from the insurance company, you get to keep it, right? This one's a rental. But I can only get 2 hours out of it. So that means, if I'm using it at home, I got to keep it charged. When I'm in a car, I got to keep it on the charger. And if I want to go shopping or anywhere or out somewhere, I got 2 hours. That's it. And then I got to go back to where I can charge it because it's only good for 2 hours. And if I wanted another battery to swap out the battery to get another 2 hours when I'm out, I have to pay for that battery. They won't give it to me. And I think the battery is $300. An Inogen, I think you can get 8 hours on an Inogen.
Did you try to go through your insurance company for the Energy machine or an oxygen also 24/7?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
They're asking, did you get help through your insurance company?
That is from the insurance. This is from the insurance company. That's from the insurance company. And
Okay.
if I lose my insurance, which I will at some point, and then I'll have to switch, I don't think I lose those things. I think that the new insurance will have to pay for them, unless the new insurance uses a different company. Maybe I'll get lucky, but
You said you usually catch a couple batteries with it. What's up, somebody? Hi, good evening from Spain. How are you?
From Spain. Wow. Hi.
Insurance. What's up, fashion? Cat Win says ankylosing spondylitis affects my spine, knees, ankles, shoulders, most of all my joints. I don't even know what that is.
I can't. I didn't know how you pronounce that. So
It's like ANKYLOSING.
yeah, I don't know what that is.
Bucks from England. We got England in the chat.
Hi.
What up, England? UK's in the chat. It's an autoimmune disease. Is that what cancer is, though?
No.
Cancer is not autoimmune. I thought it was when your body attacks itself.
Cancer's. I don't think cancer is considered an autoimmune disease. No. Because autoimmune diseases, your body does attack itself, but I think you end up with a high white cell count, and then your white cells attack your different body parts like they don't belong there, right? I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how they behave. Cancer's different. Cancers are cells that. Okay, so the cell fucks up, and it starts dividing, and it keeps dividing and dividing and dividing and dividing. So a normal cell divides and grows and becomes new, fresh, healthy cells, right? And all your cells do that, right? They keep replicating, and that's how you get fresh, healthy brain cells, fingernail cells, skin cells, liver cells, kidney cells, right? Cancer cells don't know when to stop dividing. So they keep dividing and you get tumors, right? And then the tumors keep growing and growing and growing till they edge out the healthy cells. So instead of having a lung, you have just a whole big cancer and they don't function like the lung cells do, right? So they push out all the healthy lung cells. Now you can't breathe because all you have is cancer instead of lung. And that's what cancer cells do. So when you get chemotherapy, it kills all of your dividing cells. So it kills the cancer cells because they're dividing, right? They're dividing. So the chemo knocks out those dividing cells. But that's why you lose your hair, because your hair is fast dividing because it's growing. And that's also why you get chemo brain and other side effects.
Someone said I would never let gamma radiation in my brain.
So I don't know about gamma, but I know when you get radiation, it's targeted. So like I had radiation to my chest because I had breast cancer, right? So I did that twice, and then I had radiation to vertebra in my upper back because it was causing me a lot of pain, and I had it in my left hip and my right femur. But if you have cancer in your brain, and it's growing and it's going to kill you, sometimes you have to choose the lesser between two evils.
How young are you?
I'm 60. Oh, if you want to show them that picture, or you were going to put it somewhere.
Yeah, your phone's your phone goes off more than.
Oh, let me have that.
More than last Friday.
Yeah, that's because they're out there. Yeah, the pictures are also on my GoFundMe.
All my homies cat, she looks younger than 60. Empress of Alchemy said you look younger.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Thank you. I looked, so I'm going to say I looked pretty good until September. In September, I took a turn for the worse. I ended up in the hospital, and I was there for 2 months, and they almost killed me. And then I came out looking like I look now, and
they almost killed you.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Jim Humble. My pharmacist says that I am living Murphy's Law and a medical textbook by myself. What is Murphy's Law?
Murphy's Law says anything that can go wrong will.
Someone asked me earlier if I had a Zelle. No, I don't have a Zelle, but guys, we are gonna be putting a GoFundMe in the description. Empress, could you grab the URL from that the GoFundMe I posted on my post and plug that in, and so it's clickable? I think the link will work as long as it's not a YouTube link. You've been struggling in this fight for 15 years, and now you're coming to a point where now you're going to be struggling economically to try to just save yourself.
So the first time I had money, because when I was in New York, I did very well and I made good money and I was financially solvent and I had savings and I was fine. And when I wasn't able to work, I was able to live off my savings. Then the second time, my career got screwed up and I had to change what I did for a living and get a work from home position. So I could just work from home and I couldn't go to a regular job. But I also moved and I got a very cheap apartment, which you can do in Texas. Or you could, I don't know about now, but back in 2013, I took a small studio apartment in the country and I had a crappy job. I shouldn't say that. I had a job that didn't pay very well, but I had a cheap apartment and I was able to manage by being frugal. And then I was doing better. I got a better job, not great, but it was good enough for me to be able to buy my home. And I got lucky. I got a good deal on my house and everything was okay. Then I got sick again. This time, I can't work anymore. And I tried. I kept working until July. And aside from the fact that I don't have the stamina and the strength to continue working, a big part of the problem is that I have doctor's appointments every day. I mean, and that's not an exaggeration. Some people say crazy things like they say, I literally died. And, and that's not a correct. People use the word literally wrong, right?
Okay.
They'll say, I literally turned green. Well, if you didn't turn green, then you can't use the word literally. Literally means this really happened, right? So, but I literally have appointments every single day, Monday through Friday. I have, this coming Monday, I have a doctor's appointment. I'd have to actually look at my calendar, but, Monday I'll have a doctor's appointment. Tuesday I'll have physical therapy, and then I'll have a nursing visit. Thursday I'll have a caregiver. Wednesday I'll have a caregiver coming to help me with whatever things I have. Only before I got this sick, right, I still had appointments. You know what I mean? When you have radiation, that's every single day. So it takes half your day because you have to drive there, do the radiation appointment, and then drive back, right? So you're losing at least half your day for however many treatments that is. Could be as little as 5, could be as many as 36, right? And if it's 36, that's not 36 days, that's 36 business days, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that's going to be 6 weeks. So you have to tell your boss at your job, I have to work only half a day for 6 weeks. And that can happen more than once when you have metastatic cancer, because you might need radiation to a vertebra. Then now it popped up in a hip. Now it popped up in some other part of the body, right? So you're doing that continually, right? And now you have an oncology appointment. Now you have a radiation oncology appointment. Now you have a cardiologist appointment. Now this is happening. So you have doctor's appointments every single day. And they may be some of them telemed, where you don't have to leave the house.
Hospital famous.
Huh?
I said you're hospital famous.
What does that mean?
I just made it up. You're famous in the hospital. You got to pull up every day.
Well, people don't understand that when you are battling metastatic cancer, you're much more busy. when you have a job and you're healthy, you work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or whatever your hours are. But after 6, that's it. You're done. Unless you're a parent and you have 5 kids, right? But but you're done. Now you can go make dinner, you can watch TV, read a book, meditate, you know, play with your children or play with your dog, do your laundry, clean your house, but you have time. You can go to sleep, right? You can, but with this, you don't have those luxuries. You're very, very busy. And so I the first time I had cancer, I worked for an employer who was very understanding, and they helped me to get through cancer treatment and still keep my job. Second time I had cancer, I also had an employer who helped me to get through cancer treatment and still keep my job. Third time, uh, the company, it's a good company. The particular manager that I had didn't understand. He would say things to me like, "Well, can you schedule your doctor appointments in the morning so we can have you in the afternoon, or could you schedule it in the afternoon so we can have you in the morning?" And I would be like, "It doesn't work that way. When you're calling a specialist, right? You know, like an oncologist or a pulmonologist or these different doctors, they don't give you those options. They just say the doctor has time on this day, right, at this time. And if you don't take what they give you, the next availability they have is in 5 months, and you don't have 5 months, right? So you're like, no, I need to see the doctor now. So you take what they give you. You don't have that kind of flexibility. So I became not strong enough and able to do work anymore. But my schedule didn't allow for it. I couldn't get treatment and keep working at the same time. I just, I would be out of PTO, paid time off.
What's bicarbonate?
Bicarbonate?
Yeah.
I know what that is. I feel like I should know what that is.
It's like someone said cancer loves sugar. A spoonful of bicarbonate of soda every day is great.
I'll have to look that up. I know cancer loves sugar, but the best thing is just to don't eat sugar. I mean,
don't eat sugar.
I try to limit my sugar. I won't say I eat no sugar, but I definitely eat fruit.
It's baking soda.
Oh, baking soda. Okay. I couldn't remember that.
I think it's crazy how they just threw up this entire what do they call this? A ramp?
A ramp.
Man. Guys, there's a team outside right now, and they just built an entire ramp for her. Basically, it's like a nonprofit. I can't really talk to them or about them too much because they're doing their own thing, and they have to get permission and stuff like that. But it's really cool what they're doing. We could check the deck out when they leave and see how it is. That'll be cool.
It's gotta be nice, yeah.
Yeah. That way you can take. So you found a wheelchair, or what's that like?
The
Where are you at on
insurance.
that?
So we'll see. The company that there's a company that somebody reached. So the doctor reached out to they sent an order to get me an electric wheelchair, and the company reached out to me, and they came here to do an assessment, which they're sending to the insurance company to make sure it'll be covered, right? So I'm waiting to hear back from them to make sure it's covered, and hopefully I'll hear back from them this week.
This week, and they might actually cover it.
They should.
Because what are you going to do if they don't?
Figure out a way to get batteries for that one.
If you get a new wheelchair, can we race? There she is. I saw the little smile from that.
Yeah, but where are we going to race? Down my driveway? Or?
Yeah, we could do that. I'll give you a 5-second head start. I don't know how fast those things are.
The apartment that I had before I bought this house, my landlord was in a wheelchair, and he was an unstoppable codger, man. And he had these electric wheelchairs because he could fix anything. So he would buy used ones that were broken and fix them. So he had like 5 or 6 of them, right? And but I'd be out on the property where I was doing a lot better back then, right? And this is a long time ago. And I'd be out on the property, but I'd see him. He was in his 70s, and I'd see him somewhere, and he's sitting in his wheelchair, and he wasn't moving. And I'd go over, and I'd be like, "Are you okay?" And he'd be like, "I'm stuck."
Stuck in the chair.
The wheelchair would get stuck. And it was a big property. It was in the country. It was a goat farm. And he'd be stuck. I told you it was a cheap apartment, right?
Right.
And he'd be stuck. And I'd be like, "What do you need from me? How do I help you?" He'd say, "Go get me another wheelchair." So I would go to his shop where he had the wheelchairs, and I'd go get in one of the wheelchairs and ride it out to him, right? And he could move himself from one to the other if I brought it close enough. So he'd move himself to the wheelchair that worked, and then he'd be like, "Thank you," and he'd roll away. And then I guess he'd figure out how to get the stuck wheelchair out, right?
Those
But-
were all manual or electric too?
No, they were electric.
Okay. that's what
But
I'm saying.
but it made me think, on this property, I can't, if I'm here alone, I can't go roaming around the property, because what happens if I get stuck in the dirt? Right? I won't be able to, I won't have another one, and I have nobody to call and say, "Come get me out."
Someone asked, what is the main thing, like the main medical issue you're dealing with right now?
Cancer,
That's the main
metastatic cancer.
metastatic.
Yeah, and the worst part of it is my lungs. If I'm doing chemotherapy, and then they're going to switch me to something called Enhertu, I think, and if it works, it'll shrink the cancer in my lungs, and I'll be able to breathe better. And what I really want is to get the hell off oxygen, because it's a real hassle to be on. I never didn't realize until it happened to me, right? That happens, I think, with people, but it's really not pleasant to be on oxygen. It dries everything out. It creates other problems, like this issue with my voice. And you're dragging around a 50-foot tube everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, you
You're-
have to drag that
You're
little
dragging
tube.
around this 50-foot tube, and see, look how it's caught in my chair. It gets caught on everything, and it takes away what little energy or strength I have to do something like microwave a cup of tea, right? I have to utilize some of that strength because before I get up and go anywhere, I got to wrap the tube to take with me, so it doesn't get caught around something when I'm walking. Hi, baby. Hello. What are you up to? Hi. Hello. Hi. No? You don't want any love? No? Where you going? You gonna go pee on my rug? No? You're not peeing on the rug?
Is that what she does?
You should pee on this rug. I don't care. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
Little creature.
Hi, baby. Hey.
Where's her cat? Someone asked. Someone knows about your cat.
Did you come to pee on the rug? Hey.
Hooner said you don't need to smoke to have lung cancer. Were you a smoker?
It's not lung cancer. It's breast cancer
Oh yeah.
that metastasized to the lungs. And they're not the same thing. And you don't want lung cancer because your prognosis with lung cancer is worse. People with lung cancer don't live as long as people with other cancers that metastasize to the lungs.
Okay, so metastasized. So there's still cancer in your lungs,
Yeah.
but it metastasized there. That's why it's less bad.
So think about it this way. If I let's see. If I have a house phone that attaches to the wall, right? And I take it outside, and now it's outside, it's still a house phone. It doesn't become a cell phone just because I took it outside, right? And this is a cell phone. When I plug it into the wall, it doesn't become a house phone. It's just plugged into the electricity. It's still a cell phone, right? So breast cancer, it starts in a breast. That's what makes it breast cancer. On rare occasion, you can have breast cancer that starts somewhere else in the body, right? It starts as metastasis. It's not often, but it happens sometimes. So how they know what kind of cancer it is, they do a biopsy. So they take the cells and they look at it, and they check what kind of cell it is, and that's how they determine what type of cancer it is. So in my case, when it metastasized, I had a bronchoscopy. So they knocked me out, and they stick a tube down into my lungs, find that nodule in my lung, cut, and also in the lymph nodes there, and they cut some of that, take the tissue out, look at it under a microscope, and then they're able to see, is it lung cancer or breast cancer? So it's breast cancer, even though it's in the lungs.
And that could go anywhere.
Yeah.
It metastasizes.
It can go in the bones.
So does it have a mind of its own?
It doesn't have a brain, no, but it's
But neither do parasites.
It's more like, I think of it more like mold.
Do parasites have brains?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
Well,
wait a minute. They have a nucleus. So yeah, the brain, I guess the nucleus is a kind of a brain. It's not, but our brains are multicellular, right? Animal brains are multicellular.
Cancer is a cell.
Right.
And it's a subscription.
It's a what?
It's a subscription.
No. A subscription is like what you get to a magazine or a...
Well, it's a monthly bill for sure.
What are you talking about?
Fighting cancer.
You do that every day.
What I mean is they make this cancer a subscription monthly for people.
What are you talking about?
To survive, to get all these bills, these people to help you, to these pills. They make it a monthly subscription to do all that.
Who's they? What do you mean?
It's like a business is what I'm saying. The hospitals.
No, hospitals aren't involved in... The only way hospitals are involved in cancer care, so like the hospital that I was in just recently, they had cancer floors. So on those floors, they do cancer treatment, but they are not... They're just a facility where you can go and you can get chemo there or cancer care for bone marrow cancers and stuff like that.
So who's receiving all the money for these pills, for all this equipment?
Different people. I mean, it depends. You know, like in my case, so let's see. So there are manufacturers who make the cancer medicines.
And those are funded by...
I don't know who fund... The pharmaceutical companies are privately owned, as far as I know. I guess some of them are subsidized by different organizations. Now you're asking me questions that
you have no energy for.
I don't need to know all that.
That's what Sean was about to... He put in the chat, Big Pharma. And that's what I wanted to talk about, guys, is they use people suffering. And we were getting on that, but just very slightly.
Well, I have very mixed feelings about that, though, because look, this is I'll tell you, there is... So there's a lot of people, they look at Big Pharma and they're like, oh my God, they're charging too much for this medicine, right? But you have to understand something. Now, look, me of all people, I had a medicine. It was $18,000 for a 1-month supply. Is that too much? Absolutely, right? It's fucked up.
Wait. They had a medicine that was $18,000 for a 1-month supply that
Right.
you had, so you subscribed on.
I didn't subscribe. That's the wrong word. You're using the wrong word. It's not a subscription, right? A subscription is something, you know, like I want that magazine. I subscribe. I pay monthly. It comes to my house every month, right?
Right.
That's what a subscription is.
Okay.
I have a subscription, say, to YouTube. You pay $13 a month, no ads. You watch as many videos as you want. That's a subscription, right? Prescription. Are you?
I wonder how they look at it.
Huh?
I wonder how the people charging $18,000, Angel. I wonder how they look at it. I wonder if they look at it as something that you're subscribed to.
It's not a subscription. So you get a prescription from your doctor.
Oh, it's a prescription.
Yeah, prescription.
So it's not a subscription.
Right.
They call it a prescription.
Yeah.
And that's a monthly basis idea.
Yeah, but hang on a second. Hang on. Now, I'm not trying to defend them but I am going to say this. there's a lot of things I don't agree with, but I will say this. Um, when a pharmaceutical company creates a medication, right, there is a limitation on how long they're allowed to collect money on it, right? So they only get, and I don't know how many years it is, if it's 8 years or it's not a long time, right?
Wait, that's interesting. I've never heard about
yeah,
this.
so hang on a second. Okay, so if you write a piece of music, and I don't know the exact numbers, but you get a long time for that piece of music, but you get to collect royalties. And then if you pass away, you can give that to your family, to your kids, whoever you leave it to in your will, that they can collect money on it, right? And then they get like 50 years after your death or some shit. It's a long time that they can collect royalties until it becomes public domain, where there's no more royalties. It's free, anyone can use it. And that's for a piece of music. Now, music is entertainment, and yes, somebody created it, but it doesn't save anybody's life. Now, if, let's say I'm the scientist.
Yeah.
I'm the scientist.
Yeah.
I create a medicine that's you're 60 years old. You're going to take the medicine. It's going to take you back and give you a 20-year-old body, right? That's fucking huge. It's a big thing. Or you're very sick. It's going to save your life, right? But the rules say I can only charge you whatever I want, whether it's $200, 20 grand, whatever it is. I can only do that for a limited amount of time, which I think it might be 8 years. I'd have to look it up. I don't know how long it is. But it's not that long in the scheme of things. It might be around 8 years, and somebody in the feed might know, or they might Google it and find out.
8 years for them to be able to make money off of that prescription.
Until everybody gets it open and can make generic.
So all these new leading frontline cancer medications, there's not been 8 years for them to get their price.
To get their money back that it cost them to do all the research and studies to create that medicine, right? So when people say how much big pharma sucks, look, I'm not saying that I don't agree, because yes, let's let them in. Can we pause this? He doesn't want to be on. He doesn't want to.
I'm sure he's just going to let us know what's up.
Hi, I was looking for Brandy maybe or whatever. I'm Michael.
My name's Caleb. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, man.
Really like the work you guys do.
Yeah.
Really
Fine, huh?
like the work you guys do.
This is a nice darn ramp. So you got it now. We want to take a picture with our homeowner. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You can just come and stand right here. Is that
Yeah.
if you're comfortable?
No, I can do it. You need me right now, yes? You ready now?
Yeah, we're ready now.
Okay.
Take your time. Do what you need to do there, Brandy. We got you a nice looking ramp here now. You can skateboard on it. Maybe Caleb will skateboard.
Can we pause this for a minute, or can you talk to them? Because after I do this, I'm going to run to the bathroom.
I got you.
Okay. And is it muted?
I can mute it. Give me a minute. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Face mask because she has cancer and I go to homeless camps. I have to wear a face mask because I have no idea what I pick up at these camps I go to. And I would hate to give somebody who just did chemotherapy the other day what I got in the homeless camp if I had something. I'm pretty much immune to the homeless camps now. But she's not immune to. I don't think Angel has been into any homeless camps lately. She may be tired. I see. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you definitely don't want to take, bacteria or anything to people that are they take them to the state of dying when you do chemo. So you're very weak. Appreciate you, Adam. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, we're gonna be in the trenches tonight, guys. I might pull another all-nighter. I might just do this every other day. Just pull an all-nighter every night. Get out there in the trenches. Get out there in the front lines. I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be at. Most expensive pill I saw was $50,000 for one pill, guys. I hate to bring that in the realm of conversation, but when I look at somebody suffering, and then they start telling me that there's $18,000 pills that they're buying from Big Pharma, it brings my mind, and all I can really think of is some fucking fat person sitting at the top of a 100-story building making money off of people in a wheelchair suffering. You know what I'm saying? $50,000 pills. Like, why can't medical and research just be for free, man? You know what I mean? Why can't we just save people's lives for free? We pay so much money in taxes. Why can't we just do everything for free? You know? But man, today is beautiful. I'm not going to spend too much more time inside. I'm going to end this live pretty soon and then do like a long form video with Soleil. That way I can post it on my YouTube channel because I want to spend today outside, man. I feel good outside. All the medical needs are free in New Zealand. I mean, you can't make this up. I'm living in a business. Our business makes money off of you suffering. New Zealand, it sounds like you guys have some pretty good people leading your company and representing it. But yeah, man, we live in a multifaceted business, and if you're not getting money making off of, if somebody's not making money off of this right here, me taking 3 steps forward, if you're not making money off of that, they're mad about it. They are fucking pissed. Nubs is getting Amazon is gonna for an item like a wheelchair. It takes like, I think the closest one is December 18th, but I still haven't sourced out a chair. There's actually somebody that emailed me that has a really nice chair, man. Like a really nice chair, like a $10,000 chair that needs one little fix. It needs like a one little fix, like a $300 battery or something like that. And then, dude, we can maybe put Nubs in a fucking $10,000 chair. Imagine how cool that would be if he had a $10,000 chair rolling around, bro. That would be crazy. But that's in the works. That's in the works right now. We're gonna definitely get that chair. If we don't get the chair, we'll have it by like in a week probably. But we'll have it sorted out and ready for shipping in a week or so. So yeah, Nub nasty, baby. And we're going to be learning a lot from him too, man, because he spent a lot of time on the street, and there's a lot of things I learned from that 12-hour stream. You guys have any questions for me though while we're taking an intermission? I'm only going to do this live probably about another 20 minutes with her because I want to get out in the field. Interview Cool Whip. It's actually funny. I saw Cool Whip yesterday when I was feeding people from HEB, and he was out of there still, like way out of there, man. Like both of us hadn't had slept that night, and he was just wired still, man. Wired. A man with no legs and $10,000 chair is target for robbery or worse. You can't win, man. You can't win. Babu, I can't win. I can't win, bro. I can't win, bro. I can't win. You're telling me I can't win? No matter what I get with him, he's going to be... dude, I could get him a $500 chair. He's still going to be... he still could be robbed. Wow, you're a clown. Clown. Johnny Bones, brother. Are you looking in a mirror right now? Are we looking in a mirror together? What's up, Caleb? Chelsea. Chelsea, I'm pretty sure I see that name a lot. What's up, Chelsea? Where's the helmet? Helmet's in my whip. We're bringing it out tonight when we get on the front lines. We're in a little bit of a different scenario right now. Bring back Gary. I have to, I could bring back Gary. He wants to hop back on, man, but I gotta regenerate, you know? I used a lot of battery power, being so objective. Being objective is a great way to put it. It's a lot of battery power. I lose a lot more battery power in some interviews than others, and some interviews just really are draining. You know what I mean? Did the cam? You showed Texas so much that I was looking at houses to buy there. Yeah, man, Texas is beautiful. Come out into the woods, though. I recommend the woods, man. I mean, check this out. 2 acres. Perfect. I have one bike, Babu, and it's a cheap bike. I don't have any sort of rate. I would never, you know, I'm not interested in expensive stuff, though. You know, my bike works perfect. I don't really need a really nice, you know, Suron or something like a dirt bike. But yeah, it would leave me more susceptible. I was looking for your subscribe button, and I was already subscriber. Love your videos. Cat Win, thank you. Thank you so much, mama. I'm gonna go back inside. Someone asked me, you asked me why I wouldn't go for a government grant. It's really simple, actually. Because if I go for a government grant, which I could get, then they're going to be like this all the way up my... So that's why I wouldn't get a federal grant. I love mashed potatoes. Is Houston cool? Yeah, Houston's cool. Houston's cool. I wouldn't go there, though. A lot of mosquitoes. It's a swamp. A lot of shipping, import, exports, lots of people in and out. Just so. Better route is a 501c3. 501c3 can, they have a lot more benefits. I'm still learning about all this stuff. I've talked to a lot of people. Looks like you need a maid. This is not my house, man. Daniel. Plus, the lady of this house is fighting a different fight. Melissa asked me, did I buy the electric chair? The electric chair is still in the works. The earliest I could ship an electric chair from Amazon is the 18th. The 18th of this month. Cat, of course. What is that? Alberta, Canada? I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you for the invite. Can I make a website? You can use it to get funds. Can I make you a website? You can use it. I did actually have somebody working on my website, but it's a long story behind that, actually. But essentially, I have a domain for InRealTimeInterviews.com, but it says it's coming in 15 days for the last 2 months because I haven't hired anybody to take over it. That's right, neurodivergent narrator. I'm in Texas. That's right. I'm an expert at Diobot, and I build websites every day. It's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm kind of broke right now. I can't even lie to you. I've lost too many hotel deposits this year or this month, and I'm waiting for my YouTube check to come in on the 21st. So until the 21st, I'm really freaking cooked. I'm from Albany, New York. I will do it for free. Then email me. If that's the case, then email me. Let's talk on the phone ASAP. Maybe at some point later on. It's not just Kite Man Amber. It's people smoking in rooms. I mean, I bought like 10 hotels in the last. I think I bought like 10 hotels in And what is this? We're in February. No, I bought 10 hotels in December. So far, in this month, I bought like 3 or 4, and I've lost like 5 or 6 or 7. I don't even know at this point. Deposits, because they really don't tell you. They just take the money. Caleb 5 Cross 5. Yep, that's right. At gmail.com. That's right. I love what you do. I serve my community as well, and I started a pet pantry, and I provide food for hungry pets. Wow, neurodivergent narrator. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, that's not good, Caleb. You don't want to make your rep go down because of others, man. It's all good. Go interview Kent Kruger in Pflugerville, Texas. He bad Reyes your channel. He's bad RAOS your channel every day on his channel. He lives in a wheelchair under a tree behind 7-Eleven. I don't even know. He talks about me on his channel. That's cool. Hi from UK. What's up, Andrew? Daniel come to the university in Denton, Texas. Hey, man, check out the GoFundMe that we just pinned, that Rebecca Lynn pinned. You know, even $1 might help. Imagine having cancer and then you're fighting economically as well to survive. That's not fun, man. I'm a healthy person, and I thank God for that. But if I was battling my health and trying to help people out, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. So I would hate to be economically challenged, in a situation like this and with nobody able to help you. Imagine you have to hire somebody every time you need someone to help you go somewhere. Javier, what's up, brother? What's up, Kristen? Yep. Sounds like you've been there. You've had it done. It's been there. I am autistic and ADHD, so I don't have a filter, and I'm brutally honest. But I really try to hurt people's feelings. But I never try to hurt people's feelings. But I'm only spreading love and kindness. Thank you, neurodivergent_narrator. Joshua, that's what for many reasons. I wish I could help, but I'm past too tight right now. Totally okay. Do what you can. Do what you're able to do. Did you find out if Nubs was a vet or not? Nubs was flying that sign, guys. Matter of fact, you guys, when I went to so I left Nubs, right, on a 12-hour stream. I went and picked up Gilbert at ATC, which is Austin's Transitional Center, which is a psych ward. And then I went all the way to a food pantry, did the food pantry. And then we went all the way back to where Gilbert was staying so I could talk to him. And then he was still flying that sign. So he wasn't at his camp where we delivered all the food. So yeah, he was still flying that sign for like 24 hours straight, maybe. And he said people came up to him and gave him money and said that they saw his stream for the wheelchair. So he actually got more money after that stream for the wheelchair. The math does add up to his claims of being a veteran. This Caleb's email, that's my email. That's right. Angel, how was the picture taken? Did you like your photo shots?
I didn't see them.
They wanted to make sure to get that for the Facebook. I'm just messing around. But I was thinking, from here, what we could do, I was just telling everybody, from here, what we could do is do the long form video. And then that way you can get some rest. Because you've had a long day. They left already? Is it okay if I check out the deck?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What's up?
Look, it looks fucking great. Check it out. Look.
Wow. And that'll be pretty nice. That'll be pretty nice moving forward.
It's long.
Let's go, Jamie. W. James. I feel like I've seen you in here before. Stop him bad rapping your work. Well, where is he specifically? Okay, old blue. I'll talk to him. Let me talk to him. I'll talk to everybody, man. I've talked to everybody. But, dude, look at this. This was just built today. Wow, man. Not bad at all, man. W company who did this. This company did this for free. This is a nonprofit company. Too bad I wasn't able to interview anybody, but I'll hit them up. I'm gonna talk to them. I don't really like sales anymore. So I don't really like selling anybody on what they should do. It kind of just happens if it's righteous. But yeah, man, if I get in touch with this company, I'd love to do an interview with them and see what they do. But yeah, that's really cool. Now, guys, when she comes back and she's in that big ass wheelchair, she'll be able to slide all the way up, glide all the way in. And the other side of that, I was curious at how you were able to get out of this house.
Me?
Yeah, because of the steps over there.
Oh, well, come in. I'll tell you. I am hungry. Are we still live streaming?
Yeah, I was still alive. I can end it though.
No, that's fine. So I go in a wheelchair. Well, I go in a wheelchair, and somebody takes me out to the deck, and I can walk down the steps, and then they help me get to their vehicle, right? And then they drive me wherever I gotta go, and then I get back in the wheelchair, and they roll me around.
So you walk down the steps yourself?
I can walk down the steps. I'm just very slow and careful.
Because one wrong move.
Well, like it was raining the other day when I went to my doctor's appointment, so she dried it off the steps so I wouldn't slip.
Details. Hey, maybe unwrap the cord. That's what I'm focusing on in my life right now, is the details. Because that's where I find synchronicity and God. And I've been missing the main thing, but if I can grab the detail, that's really where I can get most of the knowledge from. Because some people think that traffic lights are talking to them. You know what I mean? All right, I'm what's it called? I don't even know where to pick up. I forgot where we even were.
That's okay.
I think we were talking about Big Pharma.
Oh, we were. No, you're right. That's exactly what we were talking about. I was just saying that, You know, a musician gets to keep their copyright on a song for like however, you know, decades. And when a scientist or a pharmacy puts in millions of dollars, they put in to create a medicine, and then they're only allowed to make money on that for you know, I don't even think it's 10 years, right? Before every other pharmaceutical company, not even manufacturer, can make a generic. And when the generic comes out and you can get it for $30 for a 30-day supply, no insurance company is then going to authorize the name brand anymore. So they're not going to make money anymore. That company is now going to no longer get money for their drug anymore once the generic is available. So that means whatever money they make can only be made for 8 years or however. I can even Google it and look it up. So, because I keep saying 8 years and I could be wrong about that. So let's find out. How long?
They said they want to see us go out to lunch.
Who?
Joshua.
No, who wants to? Who? You and me?
Yeah.
I don't think I can't get in your car. You have a Mustang, right?
They want to see us downtown on the hill. Me on my bike, you on your electric, and just cutting up. You would do that if you got better, right?
Yeah. If I get better and if I'm not homeless.
Explain that to me. What do you mean you're not homeless?
If I can keep paying my mortgage, then yeah. How long is what do you call that? How long is is it a patent that they have on their pharmaceutical? Is the patent on a name?
Someone said unless they care about it, people and make the pill cheaper. And New Zealand chirped up in the chat and said New Zealand's healthcare is free. And that's what I said, Angel. It's okay.
It's not free. Somebody's paying for it. The people may not pay for it. It's not free. That's a misnomer for every country. For example, in Canada, right? Also free for the people. That doesn't mean it's free. The doctor is not going to work and just doing doctoring and then going home and he doesn't have a mortgage and he doesn't have to buy groceries and he doesn't have utility bills. He is getting a salary. Somebody is paying him. Yes, but it's not free. It's getting paid for out of taxes.
We're not paying for, you know, transgender rights. We're paying for, you know, people's medical things they literally need to breathe. Like the kid who paid his rent instead of paying for an inhaler. That probably could have been covered in taxes.
So look, we were waxing political a little bit on the last live stream, which I don't like to do because I don't want to alienate anybody just because, look, even if me and somebody else, we don't have the same political views, we're all Americans, right? And if that person doesn't agree with my political views, I still want for them what I want for me. And one of the things I want, which some people who don't agree with my political views, right, I want everybody in this country to have free medical care, right? Like other countries have, right? Or at least affordable medical care, which we don't have right now. The only reason I have decent insurance, right?
I really wish that guy that died because he didn't pay for his inhaler had the money that we sent to for, you know, transgender research in Zimbabwe.
What?
You know what I'm saying, though?
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. And because I don't know anything about that. I don't know that we did that, and I'm not going to comment on that. But what I'm going to say is that my insurance, right? So I had multiple plans to choose from my company because I had a job that offered insurance, right? Insurance should not come from your employer. It shouldn't be, if I own a company, right? It shouldn't be on me to provide insurance for my employees. Why is that? My job is, I'm creating whatever I'm doing. I'm a restaurant, I make a product, I provide a service, whatever I do, not my job to provide my employees with health care. It should be, you know, if we're a community and it's a community provision, yes, that other person who said taxes, that's accurate. So if I'm paying whatever percentage of my wage to the federal government, state government, whatever, I don't care which one it comes from, city government, that it should come out of my taxes. If part of my money, my dollars, are going for the military, right, to protect this country from foreign invasion, why the hell shouldn't it protect this country from cancer?
Right.
Right? Same thing. We're protecting our people from things,
I
right?
like that.
And also, if we're protecting our people from things, why? Okay, hello, Social Security. There's a Social Security tax, right?
The social net.
Right? To protect us from poverty when
She
we're
said
too old
hello.
to work, right? And why shouldn't it protect us from poverty
I like
if
that.
right? So like
Protection goes in multi areas. I didn't think about it like that.
The answer to that question, by the way, was that the initial patent on a drug is 20 years, but the medicine doesn't come to market when it's first filed. So after the medicine comes to market, the patent lasts somewhere between 7 and 12 years. I was getting 8 years because medicines that I've had that were a brand name, usually it only was about 8 years before there was a generic available.
My only thing is, I love people, and like you said, I love paying taxes. I just wish that it was all accounted for, and it was the efficiency behind it. If we had the efficiency behind where we applied the tax money, I think you wouldn't have to be worried as much whether tomorrow you're going to have this house.
Look, listen.
But Nancy Wilson said something interesting.
I had a conversation with somebody who, again, was on the opposite side of the political spectrum as me.
I have something weird though. I just want to say this because maybe this is the reason this live stream just started. Is Nancy Wilson 346 said something that's very interesting because she's been watching my channel for like 4 months.
Nancy Wilson, like Anna Nancy Wilson. Hi, Nancy.
I don't think that's the one. I'm sorry.
Well.
But she's a real person.
So is it Nancy Wilson? You don't know who Anna and Nancy Wilson are, do you?
Well, no.
Wait a minute. I wonder how old this lady is.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying she's a real like human. Like she's a human.
So am I. So is Nancy Wilson. You think what do you think? I'm talking anime?
No, I'm saying like.
Hang on.
Maybe you don't. This is way more important than anything else that is said.
Okay, go ahead.
This entire conversation.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Nancy is basically saying she gets Social Security every month, and she's also saying that she would want to. She's lending a hand, saying, "Hey, not only would I stay here and help you be your like caregiver, but I'm willing to pay a monthly rent as well because she gets Social Security." And I know we had a conversation, and that's kind of why we started the GoFundMe, is because you've been struggling paying your caregivers at the house, people that have to take care of you at the house. And she's basically saying, this is a woman, you know, she's in her 40s, I think, because I've known her for about 4 months now. She's been on the channel, and she just extended that offer. I just wanted to tell you because I know we mentioned this last time, but you have your own way of doing things and you want to make sure you're safe. And I just want to let you know she just said that.
Look, I have an open mind, and that's something we could talk about, and I could meet somebody. I had a big problem when I had somebody living in my house. And there were multiple problems, but I don't want to talk about that on this live stream. That could be a private conversation between you and me and a person,
and Miss Nancy. Right? Miss Nancy Wilson herself in the flesh.
I think it's so funny, Nancy Wilson. If she's in her 40s, I wonder if she knows the other Nancy Wilson. But, yeah. But I wanted to comment on the thing that you just said, though.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I think that sometimes minutiae get in the way of progress. I had a conversation, and when I started talking about the concept of free health care for everybody in this country, and that person said this to me. They said, "Oh, well, wouldn't our grocery prices go up then?"
Wow, Nancy just said she's sorry, Nancy. I said she's 57, and she says she's willing to pay $900 a month. That's wild.
Really?
Yeah, Babu said you wouldn't have a problem.
Does she know where I live?
Well, Babu.
Well, she wouldn't know where I live. No,
No,
and
she-
don't tell. Not on the live stream.
Babu said. You could write up a contract, and that makes it
That
easier.
doesn't do anything. I had a contract with the people who lived here.
Really, it's a civil issue still.
It's a story I don't want to get into right now.
Well, I'm saying even if you have a contract, I'm just curious to know legally myself.
Yeah.
Is it a civil issue even if you still write a contract?
Listen. People murder people in this country, and the trials still take years and years and years, right? In the court system,
Right.
and the murderer can be roaming around free while that thing is in court, right? So you can have a lease with someone, right? And if they break their lease, right, it's and then you take them to small claims or something like that, you can win, and they owe you a lot of money. The small claims is not going to make them pay, right? They're not going to garnish their wages and stuff like that. And if they do damage to your house, you're still the one who has to pay. You're the land person. You have to do, but that's not the other. There's all kinds of issues that can come up, right? If you have if that person moves into your house and just is a person who causes you a lot of stress, right? There's all kinds of things that can happen. So
Yeah.
you want companions, right? Which I'm not going to get into here because I'm not going to give things away. There are certain things which I can't live with certain people. There are certain things that I need. So I'm trying to think of an example, which I'm not going to give my personal examples, but let's say you were a person who had children, right? You don't want somebody living in your house who was, say, a pedophile, or you don't want somebody living in your house who doesn't like kids, right?
Yeah.
Because there are people out there who do like children, or at least who, let's say you have a baby, right? Babies cry. If you have a colicky baby, they scream. You need a person in your house that can deal with that. If you have somebody who's just like, is I don't know, really sensitive to noise, and just wants quiet all the time. If you're going to be living companions with somebody, sometimes you have certain needs that you have to be careful about.
You've opened my perspective up a few times already today, Angel, about a few different things. There's a lot of things to consider when you're in this kind of circumstance that I never really thought about that I had to consider, but
you have to consider it even if you're not sick.
And that's what I was just about to say. I haven't considered it because I'm not sick. I haven't thought about that in that layer of detail, but it's important for me to consider this in a healthy state as well.
Did you ever see a movie called The Money Pit?
No.
So this guy comes and he's going to rent a room from this young couple who bought this beautiful house that they really couldn't afford. It was a very fancy house. So he moves in and he has an objective, and he right away starts doing things that make them crazy, the couple, and they want him out. And he has a lease, right? Or actually, I don't know if he did have a lease. I don't remember. But so they try to get him out. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Law is not going to help them get him out. And he starts doing things like he releases cockroaches into the house and blames them. He was the one who released them. But they get in trouble because they're the landlords.
Money Pit.
Yeah, the Money Pit, I think it was called. And then he breaks the plumbing, blames them. They get in trouble because they're the landlord. He was the one who broke the plumbing. He starts making noise at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? They're trying to get him out because
Like
he's the one.
blowing up,
The
shooting
guy,
guns.
look, I mean, I'm not talking about, you know what I mean? I'm right, but
We're just messing around at the same time. But yes, I see where you're going with this.
so the point is that, I had a plan when I bought this house, and I had people living here, and we were actually very close friends, and things didn't work out well in the end. They were here for 2 years, and there were a lot of issues and problems and things, and I'm trying to work things out with one of them now after some time has passed, and we're trying to figure things out. But after they left, because things had gone so awry with somebody that was a very dear friend, that caused me to not, if I was to try and rent again, and I had problem, I'm not strong enough. Look, if you can't tell from my personality, right? Before I got sick, I was a very strong woman. I had a successful career. When I lived in New York, I made good money. I was doing fine. GoFundMe, I would never need something like that. I would
I
never
see.
do something like that. I would never ask people for help. I never would have to ask friends, family, none of that. It's not in the nature of my personality to do something like that. I was doing fine. When I moved to Texas, I got my diagnosis from a biopsy I had done in New York. And I was working for a wonderful organization, very well-known organization. My resume is ridiculous. It looks fantastic, right? Beautiful resume. But this organization, I was a consultant at the time, and I was making at that time, they were paying for me $120 an hour. I didn't make $120 an hour. I made about $60 an hour. And then the company that was my firm, they made $60 an hour for hiring me out, right? So that's how well I was doing before I got sick the first time in 2011, right? Then I was diagnosed with cancer, and I needed stability. I couldn't just keep going as a consultant because I needed stability. I needed medical insurance, which I didn't have when I was diagnosed with cancer. I was only able to get insurance because of PCIP, which came about with ACA, the Affordable Care Act, right? Which is the pre-existing condition insurance plan, which at the time cost me, I don't remember if it was $200 or $300 a month, but that's how I got insurance. And so the organization I was working for, they offered me a full-time position instead of a contract position, and they only offered me $46K. I was used to making, I would never take a job that was less than $60K ever, and I was used to making upwards of $75. I mean, I was in the $90,000 a year range. But again, in New York, that doesn't go very far. It's not like I was making that kind of money in Texas, right? If that kind of money in Texas goes very far, in New York it doesn't go that far. But still,
I'm curious to know something.
Yeah.
Would you rather go homeless or live with somebody you kind of don't like?
It's not about kind of don't like. Don't underestimate the things that I'm telling you.
Okay, well, would you rather go homeless or live with a serial killer?
That's a ridiculous question.
Because you'd be when you're homeless, you'd be living with multiple serial killers.
No. You can't ask a question like that because I don't have just those two options. Now you're assuming that I only have.
Well, you said if you can't pay rent, you go homeless, right? If you said if
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I'm not
homeless.
gonna. But I'm not gonna. I don't have just those two options, so I don't have to answer a question like that, right? That's not. You're saying that I only have those two options, so I'm not gonna answer that because I have more than just those options. I can keep looking for something better before I choose the serial killer, right? No, I don't want to live with a serial killer.
Or
and
something
also,
better
you have to listen. I spent 6 years of my life with a psychopath, so I know what that's like also, and that's not cool. Seriously. And I don't know what your life experience has been, so I don't know what your life experience has been. And people will have an experience where somebody cheats on them or lies to them or treats them in an uncool way. And they'll say, oh, my ex was a psycho. There's a big difference between somebody being, unpleasant and an actual psychopath. Psychopaths are a whole nother breed of human. And yeah, you don't want to be with somebody like that. But we jump around a lot when we get talking. I think maybe that has something to do with people asking questions and you wanting to keep
Well,
things
Nancy
rolling
Wilson
and
has
stuff.
made about 50.
We can talk about
Right.
that. I'm not saying we can't talk about it. I'm just saying that there may be people on the feed that may wonder, why wouldn't she jump on something like that? I don't know what
And I'm trying to defend you.
No, it sounds like you're trying to defend them.
No. When I ask you a question like
Yeah.
this, when I ask you a question, would you rather be
homeless or with a serial killer?
I mean that honestly.
Yeah, for me, that's a crazy question because I don't have to make that. I'm not there yet, right?
Okay.
And I think before something like that would happen.
That's a real question, though.
Okay, so before I would make that decision, I would hire my caregiver and I'd have them drive me to every church in town and say, these are my options. If I don't pay this bill, this mortgage, I'm going to be homeless. The only other option I have is to live with Jeffrey Dahmer, who's dead now, but I picked him because you said serial killer.
Now
right?
you're at where I'm at.
The church would say, we don't want her to live with Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Fair.
And we don't want her to go homeless. And I'm going to go to all. So I'm saying that I try to find some other extreme thing
Well, I know you're
to-
creative.
to get some kind of help. Before
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to be homeless, but no, I don't want to live with Jeffrey Dahmer.
And then, Angel, that's what I would tell you.
Because hang
why
on,
I asked that question.
But they're both
that
kind
gets
of the
that
same
answer.
thing. But understand something. If I were homeless, I probably wouldn't survive that, right? So it's before I got sick, being homeless would be a threat to my life and my sanity and all those things, because I think it's not good for anyone to be homeless, male or female. It's a terrible thing to be homeless. But I think for women, it may be a young, attractive woman or a younger woman is going to be at risk from sexual predators if she's homeless. So maybe it's even a bigger risk. And that may be true also for men who are less able to fend for themselves, right? Less able to fucking fight flat out, right? Less physically capable male.
And
right?
if you went to that many churches, a church might be liable and be like, hey, we'll pay for the entire thing.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know how many churches in the area where I live have $200,000 to pay down a mortgage. But
or like just like helping you get to healthy again, independent.
But anyway, for the way I looked at the reason I decided to do a GoFundMe. So this is how I looked at it, right? Most people don't have. Before I got sick, right? I was a person who I always kept blankets in the back seat of my car. So if I see somebody who's homeless in the wintertime, I can give them a blanket. I always, would try if I see a homeless veteran, whatever, somebody that just, they look like they need help. Can I give you $20 to buy you dinner, right? Or can I buy you dinner? Or, we only have, that I know of, there's one homeless guy in my area, but you see him regularly, right? You know what I mean? So I actually talked to him and got his name and, and tried to get to know him a little bit. Where do you sleep at night? And things like that. And I once saw him, and it was dead of winter, and he was just wearing a shirt, no jacket, no nothing. And I couldn't take him to the Walmart at the time I don't remember what the reason was. I couldn't take him there. But I just said to him, I said, listen, if I give you $40, will you go to Walmart and get a jacket? Right? And he said, yes, ma'am. Now, I don't know what he's going to do with my money. I have no idea. Right? But it was my hope that if I gave him the money, he would go to Walmart and pick up something to wear besides just his shirt. And $40 is not a lot of money. It was what I had at the time, right? And at Walmart, you can buy a coat for $40. I know I've done it. I picked up a coat for $39 or, $30, $35.
You should get a better deal
whatever.
than that.
Huh?
There's cheaper than that.
It's
for sure.
Walmart. You can get something better than a shirt when it's 30 degrees out. So I gave him $40. Anyway, my point is that that's the person that I was if I didn't have tons of money to give to charity. So my hope in doing a GoFundMe was that if people can't give, if they can share. I don't have social media, right? Just because I was with a psychopath for a long time, I stopped doing social media because I didn't want him to know where I worked, what I was doing, where I was, what I looked like, who my friends were, and all those things. So I stopped. I don't have social media. So I just hoped that if people would share it, if it got shared to, say 100,000 people, if only 10% of those people felt like giving, and if all they had to give was $10, right? So what's the math on that, right? 10,000 times $10, that's $100,000 right there, right? I think GoFundMe takes a small percentage of that. I don't know what it is, but anyway, so it's about volume, how many people actually see that GoFundMe. And also, I learned, I didn't know this, but I learned that there are people who go on GoFundMe and say, hey, I have cancer, right? Will you give me money? And they don't have cancer. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, con artists out here.
I didn't know that. Somebody told me about that. And I wear this thing on my head because in September, before I ended up in the hospital, I still looked okay for my age. I could pass for 40 something. Now I look like a shriveled up hunchback. My back is like this. And because I'm on chemotherapy, so this is what I look like without the schmata on my head, right? And so this is from chemotherapy. And these things, I don't know how much they cost, but they cost a lot of money. I couldn't afford that without insurance. So it'd be an awful lot of money to put into a scam to get money. I don't know what those other pages look like or how they do it or what they do.
Someone said I got a $19 winter coat at Walmart. It was really good.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy a lot of things at Walmart because I bought a dress at Walmart and then have everybody say, I love that dress, it's so cute. I'm like, Walmart. Yeah, I don't have a lot. My love seat, I bought it for $40 at a yard sale. These 2 chairs came with this house. The previous owner left
This one?
Huh?
That one?
Oh, not this one. That one and the blue one. This one came from Amazon, but it's going back because it sucks. It's very uncomfortable. And it broke as soon as I got it. As soon as it was put together, it broke.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be designed for like medical chairs.
I don't think so.
No.
Not this one. This was the cheapest one I could find that went up and down that was 26 inches wide. And there weren't any that were wider. This was the widest one. So, but
Carol, you can see her GoFundMe. I linked it at the bottom of this comment section. If you pay attention, Rebecca Lynn 777 right there. If you guys want to donate, the GoFundMe link is right there, guys. Angel's GoFundMe link, and it literally says it right at the bottom of this page.
And if you can't, look, you know what I'm saying? Like I totally get it. Life is hard right now. If you have social media and you share it, I know people on, that they have hundreds, thousands of friends, right? Those numbers add up. I just don't do it anymore.
Do you know if you have like a cube for this?
A what?
A cube that
Is
plugs
it
in? A USB-C?
USB-C? Yeah. You can just plug this, or
I can plug into your machine?
No, this isn't my machine.
Oh, shit.
This is my phone charger.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Which is USB-C.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that for? Oh, you need that to be.
Yeah.
Hang on. There might be one right there. See how the wall is? Is there a cube there?
Yeah, but it has this type of.
It has what?
This type of.
Oh, that has the C. Hang on. Yeah, you might have to use.
I can just go grab
Why
one.
don't you use my cable?
Is it long?
Huh?
How long is it?
Yeah, you can use my cable.
Okay.
Just take it out of the. Yeah.
Yeah, just put it right here. What is this white connected to?
What?
This white cord?
I can't see, so I don't know, but
This white cord right here?
are both things got something plugged into them?
Oh, it's connected to like a candle or something.
Oh, well, that's not necessary.
Well, there you go.
Will it reach?
Perfectly, literally. Okay. What up, Peter? I'm going to pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting this fishing awesome.
What?
I don't know what
I'm
the-
gonna pop some tags.
I don't know what he's talking.
It's so funny because so I don't know how old that your people are on your feed, right?
These people are from 47 to 68.
Oh, so they're older people like me.
And then 17% of it is 68 above.
Oh, so they're older folks.
Pretty
But
much
wait a
my
second,
entire
when you
audience.
said pop some tags, I'm thinking that's like a millennial or a younger person.
Maybe, but I think I have a little bit of both. But most of the viewers on my channel are like 37 up, 47 up,
Really?
100%.
Oh, because I was just going to say, I remember, so when I was a younger person, right, and I used whatever slang I used, and so now, and I hear the younger people using language the slang. So when I was using language, which I still use, right, but certain terms made sense to me. So I don't know how many of y'all remember, but even before my time, right, so in the 60s, people were saying groovy, man, that's groovy, right? And we don't actually use that term anymore, but the word groovy made sense, right? Because music has a groove, right? And it has a groove. It makes you groove. It makes you move, makes you want to dance, right? It's all that. So that word ported over into language became a slang term. Yo, that's groovy, man, right? So it makes sense. It's a sensible slang term, right? And cool, I don't know where cool came from, but cool started way back in the 20s. In the 20s, and still exists today. People still use it. So it's probably the longest living slang term that still exists, right? I don't know where it came from, but still exists. But somewhere along the line, somebody started using the word fat. Yo, that's fat, yo, right? It's fat. And fat was spelled Phat, and it meant that things were cool or righteous or good. Or I never understood that term because nobody wants to be fat. I don't want to be fat. Being fat is not good. Being fat sucks. So I never understood that slang term where it came from.
Being fat is not beautiful.
I mean,
Oh, look at her.
no, you know what? But I'll tell you why. Because when you weigh, so I'm about 100 pounds overweight. I weigh 250. I should weigh 150. When you weigh less, you feel better. You're healthier. You're stronger. It's better for your body. So for those reasons, no, I don't care. And if you like
Big girls.
ladies that are bigger, it's cool for you. I don't have any problem with that, but it's not better for them, right? And
You
if you're-
shouldn't fantasize sexually somebody's, an unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, I whatever. Obviously, I've had people in my lifetime be attracted. I wasn't always this big. This is, too big. When I was younger, I always was.
Big.
When I was younger, I never have been.
I swear.
I've never been a skinny mini, right? But so always people who were attracted to me were fine with whatever I was, but it's not healthy. The people who live the longest are skinny people.
Do you think fat shaming is healthy?
No, I just because somebody it'd be healthier for them to lose weight doesn't mean you should shame
There's a way
them.
to inspire people without shaming them.
Oh yeah, and besides, it may not be their fault, right? So I'm not big because I eat too much.
Is the blind guy? Is it his fault for being blind?
Thank you. Right? Like and like when little kids, the 4 eyes, right? Oh, like it's my fault that I need glasses. No, you should never shame. You should never be cruel or mean. There's no reason to be cruel or mean. That's just disgusting. It means that you're it means you're a mean person. There's no reason for that. Life is hard enough to be like that, right? We don't need that.
It's interesting. I think, well, yeah, I was about to say, you need that in your life. You need something to break you down, but life does that on its own. The people are supposed to, they can support that. Gravity's already heavy, right? On the moon, it's less.
Yeah.
I just think that's interesting, if I had cancer, I'd want to be left alone. Is that the case?
So I think we don't really know what we're going to want until we're there.
What do you want? Do you usually find yourself wanting being left alone?
I want my door to stop being a revolving door and my phone to stop ringing. Sometimes it's too much. It's overwhelming. But I don't want to be left alone. No. In fact, there have been, so because I can't afford to have caregivers every day, which is really what I need is every day, or at least most days. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have them 5 days a week, and maybe have 2 days off. I really should have them every day or 6 days a week. Right now, I can only afford. I was having them every other day, and then I got a bill, and I couldn't afford it. Right, so I called the lady, and I was like, "Look, I'll pay this bill, but I only can have you when I have doctor's appointments, because I have to have them if I have chemo
So
or a doctor's appointment."
you had them 7 times 7, but now you can't do
No,
that.
I'd never had them 7/7 ever. I never could afford that. I only had them for a short time. I had them every other day, and it was too much. And so I tried having them, when it was every other day. So some weeks that would be 3 days, some weeks it would be 4 days. But I can't afford it. So instead, now I have them um, on days when I have doctor's appointments or chemo, right? But and then I have one or two friends that are able to come once in a while, right? And they'll either bring me food, help me do some laundry, clean up a little bit, but it's not enough. I need a lot more than that, because on days when nobody comes, aside from getting lonely and not having anybody here, it's very disconcerting to get up in the morning and I'm hungry and I can't make breakfast. And then so I managed to make a cup of coffee or decaf or whatever, or tea, green tea. And then, a little time passes and I'm still hungry and I try to manage something. But whatever little thing I manage, if I can get to the kitchen, and I eat a lot of pickles, I like pickles. But if I can get to the refrigerator and get the pickles out, I don't have the strength to bring the food back in here and sit and eat it and enjoy it. I have to sit on my rollator and munch down a few pickles because by the time I get there and get them out of the refrigerator, I'm exhausted and I have to sit. And then I'll try and grab an apple and bring that back in here. But I'm hungry. I want, something. But I don't even have enough strength to just, open a can of tuna, mix that with some mayonnaise, throw it on some bread, and make a tuna sandwich. Which, if you're well, what's easier than that? I mean, seriously, what's easier than that? I don't have the strength for anything other than something that doesn't require anything. Or maybe I can pour it in a bowl and microwave it, which means I don't get to eat something which is anti-cancer, Mediterranean, healthy, right? Unless somebody's here to do it for me. And even that sucks because that means I have to guide them, right? I'm not rich. I can't afford to hire a chef, a cook person. So I have to tell them, take the avocado, mash it up, cut up some tomatoes, cut up some onion, mix that all together. Now at least I have guacamole, which is actually healthy and anti-cancer and good for you, right? But and then, or if I want to have some salmon or fish or some vegetables, I got to tell them how to cook it. So it's still a lot of energy, but it's just me telling them how to do it, what to do it, or sending them a YouTube video. But I can't stand in the kitchen and do all that stuff. I'm hoping maybe when I get my wheelchair, we'll see if it's easier for me when I can sit in the wheelchair.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And get popped up.
The one I'm getting won't do that. It's not as fancy as that. You have to have, what did he say? There are different levels of qualifying for different types of wheelchairs. And I didn't qualify for that one.
So you did qualify for something.
I qualify, but I can't remember. What was it he said?
There's like stipulations.
Yeah, I forget what it was that he said I needed to have to qualify for that. I don't remember what it was, but I didn't qualify for that.
I was refraining back to you just probably want genuine connection because you have all these revolving doors, all these connections related to money, and you have to pay this and you can't, it's kind of uncomfortable to pay this. It's like, I hate to compare it to, paying for service.
What are you talking about? What do you
Like just that comment earlier saying maybe she just wants to be alone. But
no, look, ideally, if I had my way, I'd have a miracle. I'd go into remission. I'd be able to be independent again. That'd be
You'd-
my first choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because then I could be around the people I want to be around when I want to be around them, and I could take care of myself. I could go in the kitchen, cook my own breakfast, make my own lunch, make my own dinner, and and make my own money, right? Go back to work, do a business, whatever thing I needed to do to just, take care of myself the way I've always done my whole life. That would be my first choice. Also, I would feel better.
Tony's prognosis was 13%.
13% chance of survival.
He said, in 2010, I was given a 13% chance of surviving. Obviously, I'm still here. Hang on to.
What was his diagnosis?
What was your diagnosis, Tony? Is that how they do prognosis, percentage-wise?
I didn't let him give me one. I said, I don't want to hear it, because when you have metastatic breast cancer, Google will tell you, right? Or the standard for, most women is 3 to 5 years. In my case, the medicine that I was just going downhill. The cancer turned very aggressive, and my lungs started to get really fucked up, and I was having trouble breathing, and then all of a sudden my hip went out and I couldn't walk, and I just was having serious problems. So
when you're on chemo, you can't meal prep either, as daily food desire changes.
Yeah, sometimes you can't eat at all. When I was in the hospital, I didn't eat for like 3 weeks. I lost 15 pounds, but on top of my body not wanting to eat anything, the food was just disgusting. I mean, it was so bad that there was like not. But see, people do stupid things. They gave me these milkshakes. Oh my God, they were delicious. Tasted just like an ice cream milkshake you get in an ice cream parlor. Fabulous, delicious. It was the only thing I could stomach, right? You're not supposed to feed sugar to a cancer patient. Now I've discovered a new type of thing that I really enjoy. They brought me these frozen strawberries. So I really enjoy Slurpees, right? But Slurpees is also just sugar, right? So I had somebody make me a Slurpee with just ice and fruit juice. But now I take frozen strawberries and mix that with just a little bit of fruit juice. Oh my God, so delicious. So it's mostly strawberries, just strawberries blended instead of ice. And a little bit of fruit juice turns it into something fabulous. So it tastes like frozen fruit punch, but it's a lot less sugar because I'm using a fruit punch which is made out of fruit juice with no added sugar and strawberries.
A Mountain Dew has 130% DV of sugar in it.
Yeah, I don't do that. Mountain Dew also has a lot of caffeine. But he was going to tell us what his
Prognosis.
diagnosis was.
Oh yeah, did I miss it? Non-Hodgkin's found on farmer in the stomach.
Oh wow.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Non-Hodgkin's is just, it's lethal. It's not easy to survive from that, and in the stomach, even worse. He's very lucky that he survived. That was 2010. Wow. Oh my God. So you've been around for 15 years, almost 16 years. God bless you, dude. Thank you. Wow.
W. Tony, man, congratulations, man.
Wow.
Glad you're still here, bro.
Yeah.
That's a really low percentage of surviving. That means
Come here.
93.
Come here, my baby. Where you going?
87%
Where you
of
going?
people in his situation.
She is not loving me today. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going?
She's on a side quest.
Where you going? All right. I am hungry. I want to eat something. I want to ask you if you're hungry, but you don't eat.
You want to kind of eat? You want to end it here so you can eat, and then we can do the long
Do we
form?
have to end it for me to eat? I want to do whatever you want to do, but I would.
You want to do it on live?
I don't care if I'm eating. It doesn't matter to me. But if I'm going to eat, I would ask you to heat it up for me. I have some leftovers that can get heated up.
Please read Joshua. Please read Joshua's text. What is Joshua's text?
Come here, baby. Precious.
I actually prepare her a box of food in the pantry every Friday. If you let me know what you prefer, I can personalize it for you. Good to know you love the frozen strawberries we send. Josh.
Wait a minute. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You can personalize your food pantry box.
Oh my God. I'm fresh fruit. I love fresh fruit. I eat mostly fruit.
Well, how about this? How
Yeah.
about I get a list?
Okay.
We can write it all down, and then when I go to the food pantry, we can get you sorted out.
Okay.
W Josh, man. W Tony and W Josh in the chat, man. W Josh, bro. That'll be perfect. That's huge, right? Because
It
that
is.
means you can actually have easy food that you can just warm up.
Yeah. I eat. My preference is fruits and vegetables. Yep. But some of the things that I really like the most, they don't have. I eat tons of pickles.
Tons of pickles.
I eat a lot of pickles, and I don't think they have them there.
What do you? You're hungry right now?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I have leftovers because when I go out, I get food that's out because I can't bring food with me when I'm out.
Sure.
So I have leftovers from takeout in the fridge that can just get microwaved.
Okay, I bet. Is there a color of plate you would like or you would desire?
No, you can just. No, I don't care.
I'm that type of caregiver.
No,
Hey, you said details. Well, what color? What color plate do you want?
Here's an important detail. Under the microwave is drawers. In the drawers are paper bowls.
Boom.
I use those so I don't have to wash dishes.
Or so the caregiver does it. So the caregiver is working smarter, not harder.
I have important things I need them to do. I don't need them to waste time
Washing dishes.
dishes. And also, you know what? When I have a dishwasher, so I'll tell them just rinse it, put it in the dishwasher. They'll be like, "Oh no, I like to wash it." Yeah, but I'm paying you for your time, right? I want you to, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
I'm paying you for your time.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would give you a massage.
Oh, I wish.
You don't think they would?
No, and I need that desperately. So when I was in the hospital, there was one nurse.
Check this out. I'm just gonna put my hand right here, because I can sense people's tension. And if I were to give you a massage, I would focus right on this tendon going from here all the way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Just not too hard.
You feel that already, huh?
I'm very sensitive. And when I get massage, I get Swedish, not deep tissue.
What is that?
Ow, that's too hard.
You feel that?
Yeah.
That's not even hard.
For me, it's hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll have a vagal
You
response
see
if
how
you're too hard.
how
Ow, 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 ow.
you see how that I can't even put much pressure on that.
No.
Because it's all so tight right there.
Yeah, but you see, there's like, you can't go here. See how this is all misshapen,
Yeah.
right? That's all from, I don't know what the hell it's from.
I see a scar right here.
I had surgery there.
So what's this? Oh, so this is all fucked up.
Yeah.
Right here.
But
So your back isn't like my back.
no, but it helps when I sit up. But if I sit up and I stay sitting up for too long, then my lower back hurts. But when I was in the hospital, this nurse came and she massaged my feet and my lower legs, right? My calves and stuff. For a long time, about 20 minutes. So like 5 minutes each foot, 5 minutes each leg. But she was very good at it. And oh my God, I had called her for pain meds, right? And I just wanted Advil, right? Nothing major. And she came and she did this little massage. And it was, oh my God, I thought I was in heaven. It was so amazing. And when she was done, I didn't need pain meds anymore. I was just crying tears of gratitude. And I was crying too because the insurance companies need to add that to their thing and pay.
The tuna?
Huh?
Or the salmon?
No. On the bottom, down on the bottom, there is a bowl that has these little fried things in it with a little cup with sauce. It's tempura vegetables. There's just a few pieces in it.
Yeah.
And you can just nuke it for like, I
What
don't
about the
know.
rice?
Huh?
What about the rice?
No, I just need the vegetables. If that's not enough, then there's noodles, I'll eat that, but I want to start with those vegetables.
see 4 balls.
No, those are sesame balls. You're probably in the wrong drawer. So it's a black bowl with a clear top.
This right here.
Those are the noodles. Which I can eat that too. You know what? I'll eat that and then I can eat the other thing later. So if the insurance company would pay for people to get massage, a lot of people not use morphine because massage is better than morphine in some cases.
Probably more permanent or longer lasting.
It's definitely healthier.
You're big on not losing your mind.
Yeah, definitely, that's true.
A lot of people would sign their life away to get on those big pharma Xanaxes.
Oh God, no, I don't need Xanax. I did for a long time, but I don't anymore.
You think pharmaceutical drugs have its place temporarily?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if I get a migraine, I'll still take sumatriptan. Would you also pour me some of that, the Capri Sun fruit juice to go with that?
I'm eating free for probably a few weeks at least. I'm so blessed. My coworker bought me hella groceries and took me to a food bank last week. W Ice Grip, man. Congratulations, brother. You said you want...
So that chicken, those chicken quarters, you know what's gonna happen? Oh no, not the chicken quarters. The turkey, you know what's gonna happen with that turkey? So my friend, she makes the most amazing chicken and dumplings on the face of the planet. I mean, my preference is Chinese food is my favorite. But if I'm choosing an American dish, without a doubt, my French chicken and dumplings is my favorite food, right? But I told her, I'm like, the only time I can have it is if you cook it for me, right? So I'm like, so I have a turkey, and I want you to come, and we're gonna cook that turkey, and have turkey dinner. Turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, right? And so I don't want to block that chair in. I
Which
think
chair?
the blue chair should just go back over.
Back over there.
Yeah.
You had a feng shui artist.
Huh?
It's just like...
Yeah, but I need to be able to get to those chairs, and I'm gonna try and use that bike thing, and I want Bill to be able to get to that.
This chair right here?
Yeah, to fix it and get it out of here once I have one that works.
So it's on the way, or what are your
I'll
thoughts?
call this week and find out.
And then you'll have a time frame?
Yeah, which better be within January. I don't want to wait past January.
So you think if I was able to fix that, you would let us have that? If you got your own chair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I have my own chair, I won't need that. All that, Bill says it just needs batteries.
Yeah, he said they were $300 or $700. I was like,
$700 because it needs two.
ah. Well, that's interesting. I'm gonna show them the chair just because they're. Oh, that's why they can't hear. What the hell? All right, guys. This chair right here
What are you doing, little baby?
is what we're thinking for Nubs. This is a $10,000 chair, man.
I don't know if it was $10,000.
That's what Bill said.
They range from $3,000 to $10,000, but that particular chair they don't make them anymore. We'd have to look that up to see how much it was when they were new.
I mean, look at this thing, man. This thing is like a bionic. But it pops up, and I wonder how fast it goes.
They don't go that fast.
And then it has its own little control pad.
I think maybe 10 miles an hour.
So we're thinking if we can get the batteries are about $700. So I might go out again and see if we can add any more to that. But this chair would be crazy if he had this, man. This chair would be crazy. Ice Grip said I want one. I think your food's ready.
Okay.
I can smell that.
It's like authentic.
That Asian food?
That's all right. I'm a snob.
Better
because-
than Panda Express?
Yeah, it's better than Panda Express. It's, but it's different. I mean, you know, Panda Express has different things. In that drawer under the microwave, there are styrofoam cups. Can I have some Capri Sun?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, thank you.
Someone said she's a New Yorker.
Oh, me? Yeah. Oh, how did they know that? Did I say it?
Not this stream, you haven't. I don't know if they picked up on it from just the way you talk.
I said I'm a snob.
Nah. What does that mean, like dirty?
No. You don't know what a snob is?
Snob is like someone who doesn't clean their room.
No, that's a slob.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're funny.
I guess I did think of them the same. Slob, snob.
No.
Schnob?
Yeah.
Now I don't even know what the word is. What is it?
A snob.
Oh, okay.
A snob is somebody who, how do I describe this? So I'm a snob because I'm from New York, and in New York, you can get the best food in the world. So I'm spoiled. I'm used to the best food in the world. Now I'm in Texas, where the food is okay, but it's not like New York food.
That's how you know InRealTime is a 5-star service. We also do caregiving as well, guys.
You hungry? See, you're supposed to eat your dog food. You want some of this?
What the heck?
What?
This electrical outlet doesn't work right now. It's got power. Oh, there we go. That was weird.
So, like, this dish in New York is mind-blowing.
That dish?
Mind-blowing.
Why?
Big difference in that.
That's how they make shit.
Tony received a gift membership. Wow, the Empress of Alchemy just became a Tony. You've sent 3 people in this chat memberships, man. Thank you, brother. God bless you. Tony, man. Thank you, bro. How about you join it too? Join for yourself, bro. It unlocks a Discord. I'd like to have you in our Discord, Tony. I think people that survived a 13% prognosis, they're probably some pretty lucky people. Probably good to have around you.
So I would say, so there's a book called Radical Remissions. I'd like to know what he did to survive.
Yeah, Tony, I'm curious too. What did you do to maintain and survive? 13%. I don't know how that physically affects you, that specific disease.
Do you know much about that disease, or?
I just know it's deadly.
How did you get all this information on all these different things? Did you start looking it up when you had
Which things?
like all these medical things? You're so educated. Like Kat, when she mentioned she had all those things, you had almost knew about all of them.
Oops, I missed. Probably because when I self and I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me, I learned about other things along the way. Gee, is it that? No. Is it that? No. So I learned about things. But so when I was 18, I scratched my cornea. I was in a hurry to get to a new job. So fast with the mascara. I was 18, I was an idiot. And I scratched my cornea. So I went to my new job. I was in so much pain. When you hurt your eye, it's fucked up. I did my day at work, and then I went to the emergency room. And so I had damaged my cornea, and the doctor who saw me, he was new, he was an intern or whatever, and he said, you have conjunctivitis, which is pink eye, which I got from the scratching my cornea. So he gave me this medicine, and he patched up my eye, sent me home. Within a day or two, the pain was so excruciating, I ended up back in the emergency room in a different hospital. So I go, I had no insurance. I was 18, I was on my own, I was in my own place and stuff. And I go, and the doctor comes in. She looks at the medicine he gave me. She calls all these other doctors in. 8 other doctors come in. All the doctors are standing around there laughing their asses off. I'm looking around, I'm like, why are you all laughing? They're laughing. I'm 18. I don't understand why the doctors are all standing around laughing. The one doctor comes over to me, picks up the medicine that the other doctor had given me, points at the bottom of the bottle, and in the tiniest little print it says, may contribute to or cause conjunctivitis. So the idiot doctor had given me a medication that would worsen the thing he was giving it to me for. So when I was 18 and I had that experience, I learned so many lessons from that. 1, doctors make mistakes. 2, always read labels. 3, ask questions. So many things I learned from that experience. And it caused me to be a person who a lot of people, the doctor gives it to them, a prescription, and they're just like, okay. And they go home and take it.
Tony said, I knew I had cancer. I was well aware of it, but I was in a situation that at the time in my life, I thought I had let it take course, and the pain got so terrible I couldn't handle it. So and he didn't finish it. Hold on.
Give him a minute. He's probably typing.
I don't know how, Caleb. I have no idea. I only have a telephone my granddaughter gave me. Tony, do you know how to email? Maybe email me, man. I'll show you how to join the Discord. I'm happy she's eating. Chemo is bipolar. Some days you can eat, some you can't. No oxygen generator machine? That's what that is? It's an oxygen generator?
It's a concentrator.
Okay, that's different?
None of them generate. The concentrator takes oxygen out of the air, concentrates it, so it's delivering 96% oxygen. But they're concentrators, they're not generators. A generator would be something that created oxygen. I don't think there's any such thing that I know of.
Had kidney cancer 2 years ago and now cancer free and keeping up with scans. I'm beyond lucky that I never had to do chemo. Keep up the fight. You're going to win this.
I sure hope so. So I'll never eat all this, right? You brought me a plate like probably you could eat. This for me is enough for 3 meals easily.
So put it back in the Tupperware?
Yeah. I'm not done yet, but when I'm done, I'll feed some of the pork to my baby. So chemo keeps me from eating the week after chemo. Um, it depends which chemo it is. I had a hard time the first week this time. Second, I was able to eat second week. I just depended what it was. I eat a lot of soup.
Dude, this guy Tony is a freaking miracle worker, man. He said I can no longer type. My hands are eating with arthritis. I was a mason for 37 years. I run my hands in my back. But anyway, sorry, Caleb. I haven't got that far. I'm learning. Well, Tony, when you learn how to email me, brother, email me. I'll show you how to set up the Discord and help you out, man. I'd like to be able to help you out. That's awesome, man. Learning about situations has really opened my perspective and has given me a different level of gratitude for my existence. Please do not feel sorry for me. I've had most wonderful life. All my kids are older now, and they've had their own kids. I got great grandkids. I've had a wonderful life. Please don't feel empty for me. Amen. Hallelujah, brother. I had a hard time with chemo. I'm glad it's working better with you.
Depends which one you get. So, if you have adriamycin cytoxin, they call that the red devil. That sucks. I had 3 rounds of that, and then they did a CT scan, said it's not working, so they took me off it. Then I had Taxol. The hardest part of the Taxol was the Decadron, the steroid they gave me. So the Taxol wasn't bad, but the steroid sucked. But I did 9 rounds of that, and it worked, and it shrank the cancer, so that was fine. And then I had surgery. Then I didn't have chemo the second time I had cancer, but this time they gave me CT or TC, I forget which order it goes in, which is Taxotere and I can't pronounce the C one. I don't think it's Cytoxin. It's Cyto something of famide. I have to look it up. I don't remember.
Man, Tony, brother. Thank you, man. God bless you, man. He's just sending people memberships. Gifts.
What to your
to the
stream?
membership? Yeah, it's very interesting. I didn't know people could do that until the other day. But it's a weird way to donate. You give somebody else the membership. It's a very interesting thing.
How much is the membership?
I made it $1.99, but YouTube makes it $2.99, and then I have another option for a Discord for $4.99, but YouTube makes it like $6.99. Yeah, they get their share, and then I made something for $14.99, but that's just like for anybody that has too much money. You know what I mean? But that's how I want to start building donations. That way I can be like St. Jude's and know how much money I have each month. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to know that I'm not broke when I'm helping somebody.
Do you you don't eat anything when you're out during the day?
Yeah, it's better in the field. If I'm going, like say tonight, I'm going out tonight on the street.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat anything to make sure that I'm alert and I'm not lethargic at all. Like if I need to, fight 2 people, 3 people, I can do that. Or if I need to run 5 miles, I can do that too.
Wow. If I don't eat, I don't have energy.
Well, I trained my body this way.
Wow.
I've been intermittent fasting since I was 19, and my body is molecularly back to its ancient form. If I could speak in that kind of context, I would say that fasting is taps you into the way we were, our ancient ancestors lived, where we would not eat during the day, and then when we get a kill or you go eat something, we eat maybe once every 3 days or once every night. And that's kind of my thing, is kind of just.
So it is true that when you fast, it allows your body to heal. That's why dogs stop eating when they're sick. And it's so funny, when we stop eating when we get chemo or something like that, or when we get very sick, we don't want to eat. That's probably why. It's probably our body's way of saying it's time to heal now. Don't eat.
Cash 6892 said, Caleb, I'm on a camp on Sprinkle. You should come out. Yeah, invite me. Email me. I'll come out to y'all's camp. There's somebody in a camp right now watching this stream. That's a weird thought.
Why? They met you. You were out there. You
Well, they
helped
didn't
someone.
meet me.
How do you know that?
Oh, that's a good point. I guess that's true. Because I guess I haven't been to a camp by Sprinkle.
Yeah, but she didn't say she met you there. She said that's where she is now. She might have met you somewhere else.
Weirder things have happened. That's what I get when I. That's what I say when I don't really know what to say. I guess you're right though. It is kind of like a probability thing. I've been on a 7-day fast, only eating once for dinner and once at night. Was supposed to be abstained altogether, but I can't due to work. A homeless walk said, I'm homeless too, watching. LOL. I love your channel. Do you like a homeless walk? And it's funny because a homeless walk is on the front lines. So I appreciate you, a homeless walk. I love your channel. Do you like put it out there and don't even know you caught the city of Austin breaking SOP with their sweeps? Yeah. I put Austin City on the blast, man. On those sweeps for sure, because a lot of what they were doing was pretty messed up. Ah, Lamb, I got you. Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, let me know, Cass. Just email me, or I guess you could Instagram me because you have me on Instagram. What do you have to look forward to?
Me?
What's the first thing that pops up on your mind?
Where did my phone go? Did you see where it went?
Let's see.
Oh, it's behind me. I got it. Getting better. And
I see. So you can
I want to get better.
yeah.
If I get better, I can continue
That's
to have a
definitely
life.
something to look forward to.
Hmm.
What about in like your current physical state? What do you look forward to?
My lungs getting better, and my feet getting better, and my legs getting better. I mean, it's all about getting better. And that's all I want is to get better. Because
Not even if you had $1 billion right now, Angel, and you were in your current state, all you want is to get better.
yeah, because if I had $1 billion and I was healthy, so there's a bunch of things I could do. One, I could take all the classes I want to take: sculpting class, oil painting class. I like to make jewelry and do art, so I could do my jewelry making, my art making, go and build my home studio, write music, right? And I could fence my property and save all the stray dogs in the neighborhood. And something I always wanted to do if I was super rich, like Jeff Bezos rich, and some of your homeless people on the feed could appreciate this. I never understood why rich people didn't do this. It wouldn't cost that much money to fucking help homeless people. This is something I always thought I would do if I was super rich. I'd buy some property, 10-acre property. Go over to one of these places that they sell those sheds on the side of the road, right? Or the Home Depot or the Lowe's, and they have those little single-story, whatever, 12 feet by 20 feet or whatever. Buy a bunch of those and build little cabins on my 10-acre property. You know what I mean? Like, put a whole bunch of them there, and make a community for people who are homeless. So my preference would be for people whose goal was to not remain homeless, right? People who just needed a chance to have a place to live so they could, have a vehicle, and a bathroom and a home so they could start to build their life back up. You know what I mean? Be able to go out, get a job, and so they didn't have to stay there forever, right? But they could stay there for a year or two or however long they needed until they were working and could go out back into the community, right? Because I think people that are like permanently homeless, that have like, you know, if they're disabled, right? Then there should be something else for them. I don't know, Section 8 or whatever, that allows them still to go out and get a regular apartment or whatever they need. You know, but I'd love to be able to provide like a transitional space for people who just need help. I think homeless people are really misunderstood. I've met people that just don't get it and that are very judgmental. And to me, when I see somebody homeless, I just wonder what their story is, you know, like, and I remember seeing this guy on YouTube and he was homeless and somebody bothered to ask him what his story was. And his house burned down. House burned down and he lost his wife and kid. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? How are you going to judge somebody like that?
Where'd you see that at?
I was on YouTube. Came up in my feed. You know what I mean? And
I
it's
talked
like,
to a guy like that.
did
He
you?
lost everything in a house fire. He
Yeah.
lost his entire world.
It happens to people.
In a house fire.
That's not an uncommon story, right? That happens to people. The house goes on fire for whatever fucking reason, you know, and it might even be that it wasn't their fault. Something could have been wrong in that house, and that guy might even have a lawsuit. A person might even have a lawsuit. They don't even know about it, right? Because they're racked with grief, so they're not even thinking about that, and nobody cares about them to help them to figure that out, right? There's no money in it for somebody to say, I'll do it pro bono. I'll come investigate this for you, right? The cops aren't doing it. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's helping them. But whatever, it was a malfunctioning heater, something wrong in the walls and the wiring. Nobody knows. Nobody cares because you know why? It's not TV. On TV, some character, right, comes in and says, oh, this looks wrong. And you know what I mean? Or it's Chicago Fire and you got, you know, what's his name? Severide. You know what I mean? That comes in and does that shit and figures it out. But it's not TV. It's real life. So that guy, house goes up in flames for whatever reason. And, you know, the wife and kid die and he loses his house. And for whatever reason, that also affects his job, you know, anyway, the dude ends up homeless and people don't know what their story is. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be something like that. People look at other people who are drug addicts and judge them. And you can't do that because you don't know why that person is a drug addict. What did they go through? What did they experience as a kid, right? Everybody's busy pointing their fingers at pedophiles, right? Pedophiles suck. They do. What about those lives they destroyed? What happened to those children? Sometimes somebody catches that pedophile and the child is rescued. What about all the hundreds of thousands, millions of kids who were not rescued? What happens to those children? And they grow up and the trauma is too much for them to fucking deal with. So they self-medicate. And drugs are powerful fucking things. They're really, really powerful fucking things. And you can't, some people who don't have any experience with drugs think that, you know, they don't understand why you don't just say no. Well, sometimes you can't, you know? And anyway, I think people are too judgmental. It's the same way what you were asking me earlier about fat shaming, right? People look at a fat person and decide that person needs to stop eating donuts. That person maybe doesn't eat any fucking donuts. Maybe they have a thyroid problem. You don't know. Don't judge. So and for the people on the live stream, I'm very transparent about who I am. I'm a very judgmental person saying all that. I'm extremely judgmental. When somebody says, I'm not dating, right? But if I was dating and they're like, I want to meet somebody who's not judgmental. I'm not that person. I'm very judgmental. Absolutely. But I don't judge people. I don't know them. I don't know you. I'm not judging you. You're a drug addict. I don't know why. You're homeless. I don't know what your story is. I'm not going to judge you. I judge people who are fucked up, right? You're cruel to animals. You drive over on the side of the road, open your fucking door and let your dog outside the fucking car and abandon them? Fuck you, you're a piece of shit, right? I'm very judgmental. You treat other human beings like garbage? I'm very judgmental. We don't need you. You're a piece of shit. I'm totally judgmental. But I judge things that are, I'm judging something. I'm judging something that's, there's a piece of shit on my floor because my dog pooped on the floor. I can look at that and say, I'm judging that. It's a piece of shit. It's actually a piece of shit. I know what that is. So I'm judging something that I know about. I'm not judging something that I don't know.
Well, you're judging the light reflecting off of that piece of shit hitting your eyes.
Right.
Which I was put on by you. Which, it's funny because I think about that on a daily basis ever since you told me that.
But you know what? But it's also true, like, this is something else, right? So like I heard somebody once defending serial killers when we were having a conversation like that, saying, oh, well, you don't know what the serial killer was through. But there are a lot of people, take the homeless guy who was molested, went through trauma. That person who's homeless and they're living in one of those communities out in the woods, who are they hurting? Only person getting hurt is that homeless person who has no home, who is struggling to get food, who doesn't have a shower. They're the one who's suffering, right?
Maybe the local environment.
How are they hurting the local environment? They pooping in the woods?
Well, have you seen some of these camps?
I haven't, but I had a friend.
I'm just giving both pictures, right?
I haven't seen one of the camps, no.
It's my job to show both realities, I feel like.
I haven't seen any of the camps, no. But I had a friend who was homeless for 12 years. He was homeless for 12 years. And this is a guy who was not addicted to anything, not an alcoholic. He said, and he was a very interesting man. He said he had mental issues, right? He said he had mental issues, and that he suffered from depression and different things and stuff like that. And so I believe him because he never lied to me that I knew about. And he was self-proclaiming that he had those issues. I never saw them. Whenever we talked, he was always, smiling on the outside, and happy. And he was very intelligent. He was a very intelligent man.
They are.
And he was a writer and a poet. But he lived in the woods, but not in a community. It was just him, and he had one person that lived with him. They shared a space together. At some point, after we became friends, he hooked up with a counselor. The counselor helped him to get Section 8, and he's not homeless anymore. He has a little studio apartment. And when that happened for him, I think I was happier than he was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was happy. And he had a job. He didn't work full-time. He worked part-time. But he made enough money to get a little Section 8 apartment. And it was crazy? Like, on the subject of food stamps, people think, like, food stamps, like, they get so much, right? He could barely qualify. He was homeless, had a fucking part-time job. And he could barely qualify for food stamps. You have to be fucking homeless to qualify for food stamps. And now they're gone. I mean, it's fucking insane. Crazy things that people think. People think that, welfare, like people who are on welfare, they go out and they get pregnant to get more welfare. It's not true. Welfare pays so little. It doesn't pay thousands of dollars a month. You get something like, I don't know how much it is. It used to be very little. It was like, I don't know, $120 a month or $300 a month or something, but it totally wasn't worth the trouble of having a baby. But anyway.
People would like to think many things.
Yeah, I think, and most of what they think is, a lot of it is very racist. They think those things because, you know what I mean, like people of color or something or whatever, you know what I mean, like they're not. But anyway.
It's kind of hard to hate a basic concept unless it is stimulated from like something evil.
But what I was saying, I was talking about being judgmental, right? And somebody was saying about, you don't know what the serial killer's been through, right? But if there are two people suffer trauma as a child, right? Sexually abused, beat up, physical abuse, all that stuff. Not everybody who experiences trauma as a kid grows up to be a serial killer. And in the end, that's why I was saying about the homeless person in the woods isn't really hurting anybody, right? And the serial killer is hurting lots of people. So
I wonder what a Waymo would decide if it had to choose between a black person or a white person.
what's a Waymo?
A Waymo is a self-driving car.
Oh, go ahead, finish that thought.
Like, you know how in that Spider-Man movie, he's like saving somebody, but there's a certain point in time where he can only save one person because simultaneously two people are about to die. I'm curious to know, like, what the Waymo's program is if it had to choose between two people to save.
That would depend on who programmed it and what the program parameters were. So if the parameters were programmed to look at skin color, then it would choose accordingly. If the parameters didn't look at that, it wouldn't even know. So it'd be based on what the programmer programmed into it.
And that's my point. They would look at that woman, and they've already been programmed to think that.
I'm sorry, look at what woman?
That woman with 5 kids in welfare.
Oh, right, but those people who did the programming, I guess their parents' society.
Which got programmed.
Yeah, but only to a certain degree, right?
I think we're just now starting to wake up from all the programming that's been done.
But no, but that to a certain degree, because
Social media is calling a lot of the bullshit out.
but listen, there are, how do I say this? I don't know how to comment on that. Because how I could say it is this. I could. Okay, so when I was a kid, so my grandfather, he owned a business. So we're going way back, right? Because I was born in the 60s. And my grandparents raised me. And my grandparents were white people. And my grandfather owned a business in Harlem, New York City, and his partner was a black dude. So that was probably pretty freaking unusual for those times, right? And I never, because my grandfather passed away when I was 11, I never, like now, it would occur to me to say, hey, Grandpa, what prompted you to do something like that, right? I never asked him that question because I was a kid when he passed away. And my grandfather was not somebody that I would have thought of as being extremely progressive or anything like that. But he also wasn't hung up on money, so it wasn't a financial decision. So I don't know why he did that. But I don't really know. But so I would say that on the one hand, my family was not particularly racist. On the other hand, I had a conversation with my grandmother once, and we were talking about how, like if I ever got together with a black person, and she said, it's not that she would mind if I was with a black person, but she would be concerned about the children. What kind of life would they have being mixed race, right? So, but my family, no one in my family loved animals, right? That didn't change me or how I felt about them or thought about them, right? And children don't always grow up like their parents. Most children rebel against whatever their parents are or did or whatever, And there's things so if a parent is an alcoholic, they say the child will turn out one out of two ways. Either the kid will also be an alcoholic, or they'll go the opposite way and never touch alcohol because they don't want to be like that. So I don't know. I don't think that that's a fair thing to say, that just because the parents and the society and all that stuff were like that, that the kid has an excuse because they grew up that way, right? And you're saying that we're finally
I
figuring
don't think
it
it's
out.
an excuse, but I think it's something for patients to be applied for.
I think, look, in this country, it's way past time for this country to stop, right? This country, people who think this is supposed to be just a white country, right? Who don't get that. So New York City is considered the melting pot, right? This country is a melting pot.
Have you seen Atlanta?
No, but
Atlanta is Atlanta is wild.
what is it?
Atlanta is wild.
Is it white or wild? What are you saying?
Wild.
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 So
No,
I have not.
Atlanta-
I don't think I've
Atlanta
ever
is
been
the
to.
melting pot, in my opinion.
Well, you ever been to New York City?
Yes, I've been in New York City.
You have.
Yes.
So I've never been to Atlanta, so I can't comment on that. But I can say that, I mean, if we look at our history, so seriously, white Europeans came to this country. The country was already inhabited by brown people, plain and simple. Native Americans were already here. They lived here. This was their country.
What would be considered as Mexico? And I'm curious to know, Angel. I was thinking about this the other day. Who conquered Mexico and then called it New Mexico? What? Think about that for a second. We conquered Mexico and then we were like, yeah, fuck it. We'll just call it New Mexico. I thought that was so ironic and like so weird. And people kind of just don't even pay attention to that.
Okay, well, I'm going to lighten up the mood a little bit. I'm going to say this, right? So look, I'm a Texan. I'm an ex-New Yorker. I'm a born-again Texan, right? But Texans do some weird-ass shit. Can we say fried pickles? Fried okra? I understand that. Fried pickles? Don't understand that. Pickles are supposed to be cold, right? And they're delicious and crispy and hard, crunchy, right? Fried pickles. But also, okay, so we have chicken fried steak here, right? It's a thing. Why do we have chicken fried chicken? It's fried chicken. Just fried chicken. You want fried chicken? Get some fried chicken. The fuck is chicken fried chicken?
So it's fried steak.
It's not. It's chicken fried chicken. It's fried chicken.
Oh, it is, huh?
It's fried chicken.
Oh, I didn't think about it that. So why do you think we call it that?
I don't fucking know.
Chicken
Texan
fried
wise.
steak.
Texan.
It sounds good.
I'm a Texan, but I'm a transplant, right? You have to ask a native Texan to explain that one, and ask him to explain fried pickles. But you know what? They won't explain it. They'll just say, "Because it's delicious."
Boneless fried chicken.
Boneless fried chicken. Let's see. The little ones are called tenders
Chicken nuggets.
or chicken nuggets. Big ones. We would just call that a cutlet in New York, I guess.
Gullet.
Cutlet. A what?
I can't, man.
We're so off topic.
How
right
does
now.
it get to this point?
Uh-huh.
Every
It's
time.
your fault.
It's every time. Josh G is a result of what she's going through right now. Josh G?
I'm a result. Oh, what? No, did he? What
Who's
did he say?
Josh G?
I don't know.
Josh G. Josh G. Like, I guess that's like a golly thing. It's a result she's going through right now.
What's a result?
It's a result of what's going through right now.
What?
I don't know. Elaborate.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about pineapples on pizza. Pineapple is supposed to be served cold, not hot.
There's a lot of food with pineapple in it that's cooked, and fruits in general. There's like, especially in Asian dishes, right? Like orange chicken. Actually, in French dishes, French also have duck l'orange. Only they don't say duck. They say, how do you say duck in French? I don't remember.
Douche.
Huh?
Duck in French?
Yeah, it's not boucher.
It's douche.
No, it's not. I forget what it is. It's oh fuck.
Applesauce on pizza is good.
Get out of here. Who said that? Somebody on there said that?
Smoky.
Please. I like pineapple on pizza, but not every day.
Can we show the pictures from before in September? Because we never did that.
You know what? Hang on a second. Let's do this right.
Guys, we're about to show you guys what a 4-month time frame looks like. This is I seen these pictures, man.
Hang on a second. Yeah, so there's 2. Do you have the 2, or should I send them to you?
Just send them to me, but also show them to the stream.
No. But I mean, do you have the 2 from September to show the
I
stream?
don't have it on me.
Oh, do you need me to send them to you? That's what I'm asking you.
Well, I can't show the stream. Like,
what do you need? Tell me what you need.
The pictures pulled up on your phone.
Okay.
That way, yeah, because I can't show the stream in my phone when I'm videoing.
What the hell? Hang on.
Does she like green olives?
I like black olives.
Pineapple, banana, pepper, and bacon and mushrooms is good on pizza.
Yeah, I don't like the.
I bet you've never had
pepper.
a chocolate gravy for breakfast. What is chocolate gravy? That cake is the heaven. I've never had chocolate gravy, Tony, but it sounds great. Chocolate gravy on mashed potatoes?
What the hell? Oh, I see.
Probably should drink some more water before I head out tonight. Guys, what do you think? Should we do a 24/7 stream today? Should we do another 12-hour stream?
What the hell is this doing?
Yes or no in the chat. 12-hour stream, yes or no? Or should I put a suit on?
What the hell?
Happy the service dog? Yes. Chelsea, yes. Yep.
What the hell?
Let's do it, Caleb. How do you get tired? How do you not get tired? I don't know. Plenty of Red Bulls and Monsters, I think. It's weird because everybody's most of the time when I'm talking to everybody out there in the street, everybody's really stimulated off of methamphetamine. So everybody's like strung out and super high energy. So like if I stay the night on the streets, I have to stay that same energy, but with like Monster.
What the hell is going on?
More water,
here?
Caleb.
What are you doing? It's kind of pissing me off.
What up, Julie? How you doing, Julie? I'm inviting my family over for slumber party, Caleb. Tony, oh my gosh, brother. Tony, this is like your 6th or 7th membership you've given people on this channel, man. God bless you, bro. Tony. Everybody, please, if you're in here, throw a WW for Tony, man. Yeah, I don't know. Tony, how you been watching us for a while? Oh, goodness.
So that picture was taken in September 2025. So 3 months ago.
This was when you found out?
Found out what?
That you had cancer? You had to go back?
No, I found out in 2024, but that was taken 3 months ago,
Oh,
right before I went into the hospital.
Got you. So it got
Yeah.
worse. Then.
No, the hospital almost killed me. The hospital made me very sick. I was less sick.
You look like you're like 48, 46 here.
Yeah, but how old do I look in person? Without the schmata on my head.
What the fuck is a schmata?
Schmata, that's Yiddish for rag.
Oh, fuck, dude. I can't make this shit up. Guys, I mean, obviously you could tell she's beautiful woman.
Not anymore.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. But I'll show you something, though. Hang on a second. I used to be beautiful.
I don't know. The chat seems to think differently.
They're being nice. Let's see.
Someone said, "You're beautiful. The only thing ugly is the illness."
Well, all right, I'll agree with that ugly illness. Yep. Cancer is ugly. Cancer sucks.
We were talking earlier about, they don't save lives, right? Like music perhaps can save lives. But you know what I've realized out here?
What do you mean?
The people actually just saving people's lives are the people just to stop and just have a conversation. That is what saves the most people's lives, I've found, Angel, is if someone will just stop and have a conversation with you, so that way you can reflect all your thoughts and what you've been feeling in that conversation. And that's what I found that saves the most lives out here. I could bring 100 people to the rehab program, but if I just go talk to 100 people on the street, I guarantee you that'll end up saving more lives. Amber asks, are you going to wear a wig?
So, this picture was taken when I was I don't remember if I was 46 or 47. So, I don't know, 14 years ago? Then I was still beautiful.
Someone said, wow, Mamma Mia.
I used to be beautiful. And I'll just show you one more and then I'll stop. But this is me when I was 40. So 20 years ago.
Imagine seeing this at the rave, guys. Were you a raver?
No.
No, you didn't rave. What was the thought behind this look? Like a bird?
That was just the way I looked.
This was like a regular day? This outfit? This isn't...
I look different every day.
So you're one of those walking artists?
I showed you my artwork, didn't I?
Yeah. No, what I mean is like the artists that walk and you could tell they're artists.
I looked completely different every day. I don't have a lot of pictures of that here because I used to have.
You're a New York it girl.
I did a lot of things when I was younger, and
That's what Chelsea said. She's a New York it girl.
This picture was taken when I was 52. That's right before I lost my looks.
Why would you say that? How'd you lose your looks?
My face dropped. I got jowls. I started looking old.
So Pamela said you're a model.
I was never a model, and I don't know, I don't know.
Someone asked earlier if you were a model
I never was a model.
before you showed those pictures.
No,
Someone
guess-
said stop. Tell her to stop putting herself down like that. Do you show yourself as much kindness as you show the homeless people?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not that. I give what I can give to them, and I give what I can give to myself. But what I can give to myself before this happened to me, right? You know, so when I had money, I was good to myself. When after I bought this house, I stopped being able to afford fun things, but I was very grateful that I could pay my mortgage, and I could buy groceries, and I could pay my utilities. And I think we had this conversation, you know, where I said, you know, I have friends that would, you know, pay all their bills and then be all upset because they were broke. And I didn't have that experience. I would just be, and I would tell my friends, I'd be like, don't be upset that you're broke after you paid all your bills, you know, because if you can't go to the movies, you know, and you can't afford to go to a fancy restaurant, and you don't have money for fancy perfume. Perfume's very expensive, by the way. You know, be happy. Did you pay your rent? Yes. Or your mortgage or whatever? Yes. Did you make your car payment? Yes. Did you pay your utilities? Yes. Do you have food in your refrigerator? Did you buy groceries? Yes. Okay. And then I would say to them, I'd be like, dude, be ecstatically happy you had all that money to pay all that shit. There are people out there that are homeless. So,
Framing.
huh? Yeah.
Framing. I had to do that a lot. Starting this channel, I had to really paint frames. Like I had to basically paint hell into heaven somehow. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you do, I feel like, is you frame, but you're also honest. I think you said you said something interesting to me. You said, I'm as nice as I will allow myself, as I can allow myself to be, because being too nice can be disabling.
Well, if I wanted to, let's say, you know, some people do stupid things. Okay, I knew okay, how people handle their finances. They get paid, they go to the grocery store first. I don't do that. They think food is more important, right? I don't do that. I pay my, when I was a renter.
Everybody does that. They
Yeah,
get
no.
paid, they go to the grocery store.
Don't do that. That's not wise, right? It may be fun and maybe what you want, but it's not wise. So when I was a renter, I paid the rent.
I did
first.
that shit.
No. Always pay the landlord
She's
first.
calling me out, guys.
Pay the rent first. You want to pay the rent first, or if you're a homeowner, pay the mortgage first. Always do that first, because listen, if you are, check it out. This is how I think of it. If the mortgage is paid or the rent is paid and the utilities are paid, the lights are on, you have water, right? If you have all of those basic necessities, worst case, you're dead broke and you have this much money for food, right? One loaf of bread, one jar of peanut butter, one jar of jelly, if you like jelly. I eat peanut butter without jelly, but peanut butter and jelly, a loaf of bread, whatever you want to drink, cheap ass soda or milk or juice or whatever. You can get cheap brands of these things, right? And then, holy shit, a fucking case of ramen, right? Ramen is cheap. You're not going to be happy eating this crap food. But peanut butter and jelly, ramen, right? And who says you have to spend $7 on eggs? You don't. You can get eggs for like $4 for a dozen eggs, right? You can buy food on a budget and have enough, even variety. You don't have to eat peanut butter and jelly every meal. Peanut butter and jelly, some ramen, some eggs, and you can add eggs to your ramen to make it more interesting. You can even buy inexpensive chicken. If you go to the right places, you don't have to spend a shit ton and buy the fanciest one. You can buy the
packaged up.
There are ways to buy groceries on a budget.
I was buying real cheap chicken at those little Mexican markets.
Really?
Yeah, I mean like $3 a pound, like something.
No
weird.
shit.
Yeah, it was.
But also there are food pantries, and if you show up at 10 o'clock, if you have a car and you show up at 10 o'clock in the morning, right, on a whatever, they all have different schedules, but there are food pantries
right? So there are ways to get food.
Get
cheap.
resourceful.
Yeah, you'd be resourceful. But if you pay your rent or your mortgage and your utility bills and your phone, oh my God, your phone bill, people let their phone die and don't pay the phone bill. See, that would make me miserable if my phone didn't work, because then if I have an emergency, I can't call
That's an
911.
asset.
You have to be able to call 911, and you have to be able to call a friend so you're not bored and lonely. You have to be, anyway, so that's my way of doing things, is to try and be logical about what I pay first. If I buy my groceries first, now I'm happy I got cupcakes.
Don't you just want to, step into divinity and say, man, I'm done making logical thoughts. I just want to think with my emotions now.
No, because I wasted most of my life doing that.
But and this is what I've been conditioned to think. And from what I understand is women think with their emotions, though.
Well, I did that, and I wasted my life. So I always wanted to have children. I wanted to have children. And my first husband did not want to have children. We were very young. I thought, it's okay, most young men don't want to have children. He'll change his mind when he gets older. Married him anyway. He never decided he wanted to have children. There were other problems in the relationship, but that was just one decision that was the wrong one. I made all my decisions based on emotions. I didn't learn how to do life until I was much older. And I'm not saying that other people do that. Other people figure life out much younger. I was stupid. I made a lot of mistakes, but most of them were because I made my decisions from an emotional place. And I don't think that's wise. Because emotions are fleeting. They come. My grandmother, she used to say, this too shall pass, right? Emotions come and go. Right now, you just got some good news or some bad news, depending on what it is. But very often, it's going to be there for a little while, then it's going to go away, right? Not always. I mean, when you lose somebody that you love, that's going to stay with you for a while, because you're going to miss them for time to come. So big things may stay with you, but, little things, like children, when they get a new toy for Christmas, how long are they happy before they're on to the next thing? Or they missed something, like they missed whatever they missed, a party. How long are they miserable? Till the next thing comes along to make them happy. Emotions are kind of fleeting, right? Even heartbreak, it kind of depends, but somebody breaks your heart, okay, it sucks until you meet somebody that's better for you. You fall in love and you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't marry that one because this one's better. And then you realize that the reason that didn't work out was because God had something better in store for you.
So basically, don't plan on somebody to change. Only pay attention to what's going on right now and make your decision from that.
That's a big part of it, yeah, because, you have to.
Because I live in the now.
You should live.
I live in real time.
That's important. I think that's very important, because the past only exists in your memories, which is in your brain, and the future only exists in your brain, in your imagination. Neither of those actually exist. The only thing that exists is the present moment.
That's a precious creature right there.
Yeah, but I gotta watch her. I don't know what she needs right now.
She needs something?
I don't know.
Her name's Tiffany?
No, her name is Precious.
Precious.
Yeah. Are you all right, sweet girl? I'm gonna just try and give her some fresh food. Let's see if she wants that. She's not gonna want it, but I can try. I don't like the way she's breathing.
Oh, I had a Chihuahua for 13 years.
I wish mine would last that long or longer.
Someone said she's breathing too hard.
She is. She definitely is. Yeah.
That's why you bought her an oxygen tank?
Actually, let me check and see if it's been delivered yet. I have my phone volume turned down.
She's kind of like sleeping down. That might affect her. What's her dog's name? It's Precious.
Yeah, no, she's definitely having some issues.
The dog has water, man. I got the water itself. I put ice cubes in there too. I need to talk to you guys real quick about something. I'm curious what you guys think. Some people say that I've been talking to that have been helping me kind of
Let me check on this.
that have been helping me make decisions for the channel. They want me to put my suit on and go start playing political. Go start talking to Arch, Trinity, Sunrise, ATC, and start seeing if I can get interviews with these people running these operations. What do you guys think? Should we do that? Should Caleb put a suit on and go out there and just start talking to people and try to get these professional interviews? What were you saying?
How long are we going on the live stream today?
I say we probably should end it soon. That way we can do the 30-minute interview. That way I can post it.
There's something I want to do in between. If you can grab for me, I have a package on the side deck, right? It has a tent for her. I want to put her in an oxygen tent.
An oxygen tent?
Yeah. I bought her a little oxygen tent, and I'm going to use my portable oxygen and stick her in that tent and give her some oxygen.
Dude, I want to see this.
I don't know if we should.
Oh, okay.
To set it, we got to set it up and then switch me and then put, I don't want her to be stressed out, right? We're going to put her in it and see how she does. And I need to run to the bathroom.
Okay.
But can we say thank you to all the people?
Yeah, of course. Can we check their GoFundMe and see if anybody donated?
Yeah, we can do that.
Someone said, I would not do it. It will put yourself at risk.
We'll not do what?
They're talking about me going out there and interviewing people in a tux. Amber said it sounds a bit boring. Too much political violence right now. Goddamn, she won't. So maybe, guys, I wanted to ask you guys this question because you guys tuning in right now are obviously the people that are really interested in this type of content. You think we're at a political time right now? If I start getting into politics too much, you think I'll get taken off the map, huh? Too much political violence, Caleb. Please tell her to chill. I think it's important to talk to these people, though, man. So I have to go out there.
You were talking to me?
No. I'm just talking to. Someone said chew raw ginger for your lungs.
Oh God, that's so hard. What I need is to kill the cancer in my lungs. I don't think the raw ginger is going to do that.
Tony, man, you're awesome, bro. And Bubble Mix, he loves this. He loves what we do. So you just gifted the right guy memberships, man. God bless you, man. So you want to end this live?
Yeah, I want to take care of my dog.
All right, we got to head out. So we'll be seeing you guys downtown Austin in the next, probably hour or so. God bless y'all, man.
Thank you, everybody.
And thank you, Miss Angel. InRealTime out.